live from the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. NE10 Conference Hockey on a Friday afternoon as the 7-4, 6-0 in the NE10 Assumption Greyhounds take on your post-University Eagles, who are 2-7 overall and 1-5 in the NE10. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pete Whitney will join me in just a moment. For the Eagles, it's been a struggle. Since their last home game, they've lost 4 in a row and have not scored a goal in 214 minutes and 12 seconds. That's 3 consecutive shutouts all on the road. And most of the second period and the third period from the last home game, where they had not scored a goal. Connor Murray was the last Eagle to score a goal. They've been outscored 12-0 in that span, 9-0 over the last 3 games. And coaches, I bring you in. First place Assumption Greyhounds in for a 2-game weekend series. Game 1 today, but the Eagles can't win without scoring a goal, and they haven't in 3.5 games now. What do they need to do?
Well, I think, one of the keys that I see is, we've talked about this all season, really, that post is good 5-on-5. Assumption scores nearly 4 goals a game, but allows just over 3 goals a game. So if they can play their game up and down the ice, I'd like to see them play inside the dots a little bit more as well. If they can play their game, which is a speed game and attack, they could do well here today.
As I mentioned, first of a 2-game set with Assumption coming in, and the last 2 games for the Eagles before the Christmas break. And coach, for Assumption, 6-0 in league, undefeated so far. Ronnie Paragallo, as we joke, feels like he's been here for the last 10 years. Hasn't been. He's just over 100 games is playing, but leads the NE10 in scoring with 6 goals and 11 assists. And they had the leading goal scorer in the league in Jake Napoli, who's got 7 so far this season.
Yeah, you won't get much more experience than Ronnie's able to bring to his team. He's done that right along. We've played against him. He's a tough competitor, and I expect him to be a factor tonight.
Should be a good one as the teams have taken the ice here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Crowd will be a late filing crowd in here this afternoon. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock on the NE10, in the NE10 on the CACC network and youtube.com/go. Post Eagles for game 2 of this set, pregame at 12:45. Hopefully have a big crowd for that game tonight. But this crowd will fill in as the night goes on, mainly because the open skate is on after this afternoon's game. So it'll get filled as the game moves along. Starting lineups brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Assumption, 7-4 overall, 6-0-0, 17 points in the NE10 this season from Worcester, Massachusetts. Your goaltender for Assumption is Thomas McLaren, a graduate student, 5'11", 160 out of Fountainville, Pennsylvania. He's 3-1-0 on the season with a 3.01 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. His defensive combination is Sean Corliss, a senior out of North Andover, Massachusetts, 5'9", 150, and David Lawler, a junior out of Rentham, Mass, 5'9", 175. The forwards will be Jonathan Surrett, sophomore, 5'11", out of Woburn, Massachusetts. The center will be Ryan Decker, 6'2", 210, out of Southborough, Massachusetts. And on right wing, the NE10 leader in goals is 7, Jake DiNapoli, 5'10", 170 out of North Reading, Mass. The head coach in year number 7 is Michael Looney. Assistant coach is Nick Blanchette, Robert Holyoke, and Jimmy McDermott. For your Eagles, 2-7-0 on the season, 1-5 in the NE10, 4 points, currently 5th place ahead of Franklin Pierce. Their goaltender will be Ben Cunine, 5'10", 165 out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. 2-2 on the season. He's got a 2.43 goals against average, a .944 save percentage, which is very impressive, and 167 total saves overall. The Eagle defensive combination is Owen Rieger, freshman out of Foxborough, Massachusetts, 6'2", 185. Aiden Kennedy, also a freshman, 6'1", 190 out of Schaumburg, Illinois. The forwards, Parker Norling, 5'11", 175 out of Andover, Minnesota. Joe Santoro, 5'10", 190 out of Wolcott, Connecticut. And Jonathan Meyer, the freshman out of Kungsbacka, Sweden, 5'10", 176. Head coach in year number 3, Tim Richter. Assistant coaches Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown. Coach, quick note before the anthem on Ben Cunine. .944 save percentage, currently second in the NE10 with that.
Yeah, Ben's been a difference maker the games he's been in, so certainly can be a factor today. There's no question.
Not to have rushed Coach there through that, but we'll be ready for our playing of the national anthem. We'll be back shortly after the national anthem. Our national anthem here on a Friday afternoon in Shelton, Connecticut at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Downstairs crowd filling in for NE10 Conference Division II NCAA hockey between Assumption and your Post-University Eagles. Both teams surrounding their goalie, getting ready for game one of the two-game home set. The last two home games for the Eagles, last two games for the Eagles before the Christmas break, holiday break, excuse me. Want to make sure I'm appropriate. Holiday break, which will give all the teams really an opportunity to kind of reset themselves a little bit and see where they are after the first half of the season. A little shy of just the first half of the season, and see where they are. Coach, what are you looking for this weekend besides getting back on the scoreboard for the Eagles?
Well, compete to me is not really a question with this team, because I think they do compete hard. I think you have to watch how things play out. And then see if you change your strategies. I mean, me personally, I'd like to see them attack inside the dots more and look to create rebound, maybe do some different things, maybe don't dump the puck all the time, maybe dump it on the goalie when you do to get some face-offs, because they got Joey Santoro to win some draws. So just try to start to mix some things up a little bit and see if you can't get something generated that way.
Assumption in their road blues with the gray and white piping, blue helmets, blue pants. We'll go right to left as you look at your screen or dial. The Eagles in their home whites with the purple pants and purple helmet going left to right. As Coach mentioned, Joe Santoro, league leader in the NE10 in face-off wins, not percentage, but wins overall. But on average, he's taking one out of every three face-offs for the Eagles right now. So it's out there a lot, and he's taking a lot of draws.
Yeah, there's no question. And as you say, successful at it. So, I mean, those are those little things that are those little details that can become difference makers over time as they compound.
And probably for one of the first times that I can remember, they're actually letting the clock run all the way down to zero before dropping the faceoff. Usually you just cut that off with about a minute to go and get ready to go, but these officials are on point, and we're getting ready for game number one of the two-game homestand. Eagles 1-5 in conference. Assumption undefeated at 6-0. Something will give today. The Eagles looking for their first goal in 214 minutes and 12 seconds. Face-off won by Santoro. Back to Rieger over to Kennedy. Back to Rieger, and the Eagles will start in their own zone. Puck behind the net. Looks to get it out with a chip pass up the wall to Norling. Got checked off before it landed back on the stick of Rieger. Up to Santoro, who dumps it in, has Norling chase after it. Norling in the corner spins off multiple checks, one led by Lawler. And Norling goes down. Net comes off his moorings as the puck was centered out in front. That'll lead to a face-off inside the Greyhound zone because Norling was thrown into the goal 30 seconds into period one. Face-off to Thomas McLaren's right. McLaren 3-1 on the season, 3.10 goals against average, and a .917 save percentage. Assumption scores a lot and gives up a lot, so this could be a high-flying game, which for the Eagles will be good. getting the puck in the net will be good for the Eagles. It'll help overall with the psyche of the team as well. They don't want to get down early and have to figure out a way to crawl back. Rieger in his own zone as the Eagles go off for a line change. Up to Kennedy, who gets to the red line, chips it into the zone, where it's sticked away nicely by Murray. Murray keeps it in, tried the backhand pass into the slot area, but taken away by Ronnie Paragallo, the captain of the Greyhounds. In over the line, the lead scorer in the league takes a bad angle shot, stopped by Kunin right on, kicked into the slot, and out come the Eagles back the other way. Here's Kimball. Kimball makes a move, trying to get around two players. Leaves it for Murray, who closes in as he danced through the slot, but then had it slopped off his stick by McElhaney. Given away there again. The turnaround shot right on was stopped as the puck was taken back quickly by Beckett. He turned around, and a big save there by McLaren. Puck dumped in by Beckett again. Eagles will go off on a line change. McLaren a big save early on. Puck played at center ice, chopped away again. Bringing it in over the line, though, is Lavoie. Lavoie gets checked by Glassrud. Had the puck go into the Zamboni corner, rimmed back by Piandres. Then another nice hit by Glassrud. Rims the puck back all the way to the other side, next to the side of the net. And then a late hit right by the goal by Jake Lavoie, knocking down Tommy Bice. See if there are any penalties here. Kunin covered the puck at the side of the net after it took a bad bounce. Doesn't look like anything here. They'll call it incidental contact, if anything, although Scotty Swain not happy about that, and the face-off to Kunin's right.
Yeah, well, when these two teams get together, it's not unusual for it to get physical.
And a minute 44 in, no less, so see how the officials want to handle the physicality early in game one of the two-game set. Puck goes behind the net. Glassrud was chopped down, taken by Simeone. Simeone tried to center it out in front. He did, but Glassrud got back to kick it away before it could get on to Kunin, and Simeone tries to spin away again. Glassrud picked it up in the near side corner, leaves it for Bice. Bice sends it up the wall to McQuiggan, and he gets out of the zone. Now McQuiggan with some speed, picks it up on right wing. He's in over the line. He's got a man in the middle. He centered it in front. Shot blocked in front, never got to McLaren, and back comes Assumption the other way. They're 2-on-2. They'll dump it in behind Kunin. Going after it is Rieger. Rieger with a nice little backhand chip gives it to Howell. Howell gets it out of the zone and back to center. Good opportunity there for the Eagles on the 2-on-1, but just didn't get the shot off. And underway. Some high-flying hockey here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the period one. Still no score. Long pass ahead for McDevitt. Taken by Corliss, one of the assistant captains, a senior. He's played over 85 games. This will be game 86 for Corliss in his Assumption career. Corliss behind his own net, chasing the puck down, picks it up, tries to go off the half-wall glass, gets it out to the blue line, and McDevitt shot it right back in. Eagles tag up and will chase after it. Lonegro tries to get it out, but Lonegro checked by McDevitt. Good job by McDevitt, and Caden Connors goes behind his own net, trying to get away from the check of McDevitt. Feeds it up to Lonegro. Lonegro tries to get it out, but there's Mateo Pekka right at the blue line, and the Eagles keep it in again. Good job to keep it in 3 separate times before finally getting sent out to center. Nick Fall, the senior out of Greenwood Village, Colorado, takes the puck, dumped into the Eagle zone. Delory tried to come up with it, fanned off his stick, and then taken by Lonegro, who drove the net, and Kunin makes a save with 3:24 gone. In period one, no score. Coach teams feeling each other out, but some chances on both ends.
Yeah, there's good pressure by the Eagles down in the Assumption end, attacking and then switching off, knowing when player F1 takes it, moves F2, it's their turn, their opportunity. Really good job at that.
Shot from the point, stopped by Kunin, and then a redirection chance by Decker just went wide as Kunin had stretched out and hit the side of the net. Now puck into the Greyhound zone, taken away, then given away, taken back by Meyer. Jonathan Meyer, the freshman out of Kuhnbecka, Sweden, 5'10", 176, dumps it in, then goes chasing after it. As the Greyhounds try to get out of their zone, and out they come, it's Decker. Decker looked to go across the ice to DiNapoli, the league's leading goal scorer. Well, DiNapoli dumped it in and then went off on a line change. Here's Santoro with a dangerous pass in the middle. Had taken away, sent right back in by Jonathan Surrett, right on to Kunin, who will leave it for his defense, and Tommy Bice comes up the near side with a long pass ahead. That's going to go into the crowd as it's deflected off the stick of Sean Gardner, the junior out of Holden, Massachusetts, and the faceoff should be back at center. Ronnie Paragallo, and for the Eagles, Jacob Howell, just outside the Eagles zone. Face-off won by Paragallo. Back to his defense. Will shoot it in. It goes off Tommy Bice right into the slot dangerously as chasing after it was Piandres, and he recenters it through the slot area. It goes to the far side Zamboni corner where Tommy Bice picked it up. He tries to get it around Paragallo, who holds his ground right at that corner line. Eagles try to get it out. They do, and it'll be dumped right back in where Glassford will play it behind his own net. 5 minutes gone in period one. No score. Each team with a couple of shots on goal. Here's Howell. Howell with some speed at center. 2-on-2 over the line, being checked by Piandres. He takes a chop shot at it, gets deflected behind the net, and rimmed all the way back to Demio. Demio with a quick pass up the head to Surrett. Excuse me, that was Lavoie. Lavoie got checked off, and Howell takes it 1-on-3 at the red line, dumps it, goes in for a line change as the Eagles make a wholesale change, and now picked up by Patrick McKiernan. McKiernan with a long pass to center, taken away by the aggressive Rieger. He'll dump it right back in, and the Eagles will chase after it again. Baxter Kimball gets it behind the net. Kimball tries to center it out in front for Murray. He did, but it went behind the net because Murray couldn't control it. Rimmed all the way up the far side by Kennedy. Kennedy sends it right back down behind the net to Kimball. Kimball goes back to the near point to Rieger. Rieger with a shot toward the net, bouncing, deflected right on. Rebound, it's under the glove of McLarnon. And being chopped at by Holden Beckett. With 5:30 gone in period one, the Eagles will have a face-off inside the Greyhound zone. Coach, put it toward the net. Good things might happen.
Yeah, and early on, that kind of pressure is what Post needs to do.
And I think the officials are going to take a couple players now this time, as we talked about a couple minutes ago. How much aggressiveness do you want in the first 5 minutes of period one of a two-game set? So.
Yeah, and that's a good play by the officials there. They're letting the guys play, and when they cross a line, they say, you know what, fellas, we'll take one of each of you. We send a message to you. Now you know where the line is. Let's try not to cross it. So
Baxter Kimball gets 2 for roughing for the Eagles, the 5'10 junior out of Elliott, Maine, and Patrick McKiernan, the 6'1 sophomore out of Glastonbury, Connecticut, gets 2 for roughing. So teams will play 4-on-4, which will open the ice up even more at 5:30. McCowell wins a clean face-off back to Kennedy at center point. Gives it over to Rieger. Rieger finds a hole, takes a shot high, and stopped by McLarnon, who was in the butterfly. Looking for that top corner. He had some open spot there, but good job by McLarnon to get in front of it.
Yeah, he saw that the whole way. A little more traffic might allow him to get that puck up into that corner where he wanted.
Same two in the face-off again. McQuegan wins it forward. Nice with a Pekka in front. He takes a shot in the right pad. Saved by McLarnon. That was the best attempt of the game as Pekka from 10 feet out had a little wrist shot, but the right pad of McLarnon got in the way and made the save there. Teams playing 4-on-4. Over the line comes McElhaney. He sends it toward the net and gloved by Cunene, who didn't want to let anything happen. 25 seconds into the 4-on-4 and 5:55 gone in period number one. Good opportunity, coach, there by Pekka on the win by McQuegan. He went forward with it and found Pekka right in the slot.
Yeah, again, Post has got several very good players that you give them a little bit of space and things can go sideways for you.
Decker and Santoro, won by Santoro. As we said, Santoro on average takes 1 out of every 3 faceoffs. Wins that one. Eagles, Noble gives it to Norling. Up on left wing, he and Santoro crisscross over the line. Bad angle shot taken by Santoro. Swallowed whole by McLarnon with 6:09 gone in period one. Face off to the right of McLarnon. Eagles make a forward line change. They'll keep the defense of Delory and Noble on the ice, but out comes Howell and McQuegan. And out comes Ronnie Paragallo. Paragallo up on right wing, over the line, goes in front of Noble. He looks for Piandres, but a little too far, so it goes in the near corner. Then Piandres falls down, takes a hit from Delory in the process. Nothing wrong there, at least on a hit by Delory, as Piandres fell on his own. Here's Howell with a quick pass to McQuegan. Up on left wing and some speed. He's in over the line, tries to get around Corliss, takes a shot, stopped by McLarnon. Tried to reverse the flow in front, almost went off the leg of Piandres, but nice toe play to keep it in front and not let it go on goal. And now here's Paragallo. Paragallo up on left wing this time, trying to go through all of the defense, sends it over on right wing with a centering pass blocked by Tommy Bice. Bice does a nice job to play it in the corner, watched by Paragallo, feeds it up ahead with a nice pass to Connor Murray, and he'll go back to Howell with 25 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Glasser leaves it for Murray. Murray to Tommy Bice. Nice little chip pass to Murray in over the line on right wing. Carries it, looks for a shot, takes a shot, but blocked by Corliss. Then re-centered it in front, blocked by Corliss again. Corliss takes it, sticks it up ahead to Lavoie, and Lavoie comes out of the zone with it, but a nice play by Holden Beckett as the 4-on-4 expires now. Lavoie looking up on right wing for McGaffigan. McGaffigan gets checked, and out come the Eagles again. Beckett gets to the blue red line, dumps it in, goes off on a line change. In is Kimball just out of the penalty box. He gets checked from behind. Puck squirts free into the circle area. Kept in the zone momentarily, though, by Kennedy. Kennedy sends it into the near side corner. Beckett fighting for it. Santoro down there as well. Pops free on the half wall and out to center, where Rigo will play it back in, waits for everybody to tag and just go in, dump it into the far corner. Santoro chases after, chipped up the wall by DeMio, and then sent out back to center again by Assumption. Good job by the Eagles, just sending it right back in. Here's Norling, far side corner, checked away, gets it behind the net. Fighting for it, though, is Meyer. Meyer 2-on-2 down there. Puck goes behind the net. Still being pushed around by Connors. Meyer then re-centers it out in front, but it's sticked away by McLarnon. Meyer, near side circle, goes back to Rieger, sends it right back to him. Meyer, fancy little play, goes behind the net looking for Norling. Pitching in is Kennedy to keep it in. Kennedy spins away from the check, gives it to Rieger. Rieger takes a shot off a leg, and the puck gets sent all the way down. This might be an icing, but Kennedy might win the race with the puck, and he did. 9 minutes gone in the first period, no score. Eagles go for a full line change, and here comes Kennedy. Kennedy gets out of the zone, chip pass up ahead to McQuegan. Lost the puck, got it back. Goes back to Howell, who's being aggressively watched by Declan Chapman. Chapman putting a lot of pressure on Howell. Spins away once, spins away twice, and comes out the far side with a little pass ahead to Scotty Swain. Swain had a chip off his stick in a 2-on-1, and down went Noble. Now it's a 2-on-0. In over the line. 3-on-0 actually. Shot right on. I think he's got it, and he does. Kunin. It was a 2-on-1 that became a 2-on-0, and then the Greyhounds got a little too fancy as it sort of became a 3-on-0. And, Coach, as you well know, sometimes it becomes too many players. 3-on-0 is worse than a 2-on-0, and in that case, he tried to drop it back, and it gave a player time to get back into the play and make a defensive save.
Yeah, sometimes you get caught up trying to make a pretty play when if you see open net, you should shoot the puck.
But Kunin made the save. Good job by, and I'm not sure who was the defenseman for the Eagles to get back and chop down the shot. But it was a 2-on-1 that became a 2-on-0 that became a 3-on-0 because Noble had fallen down. And Kunin ends up didn't really have to make a save, just covered a loose puck. Back in the zone comes the Greyhounds. Chopped away into the slot, now brought into the circle. And some nice passing here. Walking over the line, takes a high angle shot was Dean Simeone. And the puck comes free back to center. Greyhounds will try again as now they have a little bit of momentum. No rimming in around the red line. All the way around the boards. McCowell over there with Bice. McCowell fighting for it 3-on-1 there. Pekka comes away with it, and up the wall comes McDevitt. McDevitt to McCowell. Over the line on left wing, he'll take a shot that gets blocked. It goes around the net to McDevitt. McDevitt leaves it for Pekka with a nice pass. He'll turn around with a spinorama shot. Stopped by McLarnon. It's a lot of mix on that line. You've got McCowell, you've got Queen, you've got McDevitt, and then you have the save by McLarnon.
St. Patrick's Day in December.
Yeah, we're playing this game at the wrong time. It should be closer to March, you'd think, but nice save by McLarnon. McCowell in the draw against Paragallo. He tried to win it back, but Paragallo made a nice win on that one. Gives it to Gardner. Gardner to Corliss, who will rim it around to Decker. Puck kept in the zone, though. Paragallo came away with it. Fed it up on left wing, and it's dumped all the way down. Left for Glassrue. Glassrue tried to come out the far side with it. Had it chopped away, so it comes to the near side to McDevitt. He'll go high off the glass. Kept in nicely by Corliss with the glove. Corliss to Piandres. Piandres to Paragallo, being chopped at heavy by Pekka, and the puck comes out back to center to McDevitt. McDevitt gets it into the zone, which will allow the Eagles to make a full line change, and Gardner goes behind his net. Good job by McDevitt to get the line change done. And here comes Lavoie. Lavoie had it roll off his stick, back to Rieger, gives it Kennedy up to Santoro. Over the line, Santoro goes across the ice with the shot taken by Meyer, and fills in the crowd up, but I think that went off the post. And back out to center. Good shot by Meyer, looking for his first collegiate point. On a nice setup there by Santoro. Back the other way comes Decker. 2-on-1. Centers it across, but a fan shot by Surrett as the Greyhounds turned it around quickly, and Decker and Surrett came in 2-on-1. But nice pass by Decker, fanned on the shot by Surrett, and here come the Eagles back the other way. Here's Meyer. Meyer with a cross-ice dump into the far side corner, being chased at by Rieger. Rieger left it for Meyer, but the only one back there was a Greyhound, and the puck popped up to center where Delory has it. Delory gives it to Howell. He'll rim it back in as the Eagles make a full change here. Swain chasing in on McKiernan. Puck comes free into the slot. A shot taken that rolled just wide by McQuegan. Here's Delory. Delory leaves it for McQuegan. McQuegan looks back to the point to Howell. Howell takes a one-timer shot that goes way wide. The flex off McKiernan's stick too. And then re-centered into the slot and played up on right wing. So now Delory chasing back after it as Fall gets in there. Fall has a man in the slot, but instead goes behind the net instead of centering in front. He had Chapman there. And the puck kept in nicely with one hand by Caden Connors. He'll send it to the far side corner, but kept in again by Lenegro. Lenegro takes a shot right on, stopped by Cunine. Rebound in front, goes high. And I think that was Lenegro who got a second opportunity at it. And the puck goes into the Zamboni corner where Delory will fight for it. 7 minutes to go in the first period, no score, but end-to-end action here. Both teams with some excellent opportunities. McQuegan on the half wall in his own zone, being checked by Fall. Goes across the ice to Delory, up to Swain. And the Eagles will get it into the Greyhound zone and go for a 5-man change. Puck sent across the ice by Lawler. Gets it over to Donahue. Donahue tries to get it into the zone, and he does. Dumps it in behind the net. Chasing after it is Simeone. Excuse me, that's Donahue. Donahue in the near side corner, watched by Bice, who will rim it around. Some Greyhound forwards went off on a line change, and in comes McGaffigan. McGaffigan hits Glassroot, gets the puck, sends it back behind the net, but Tommy Bice there as a number, Lenegro, another number 11, checked him, and the puck came out to center. Rimmed right back in with 6:20 to go in the period. Cunine. So Tommy Bice will send it back the other way, but the only one there is Donahue. Donahue sends it back to the point. Holds, waits, sends a cross-ice pass. And then around was Sean Gardner. Delory. Excuse me, that's Glassroot. Glassroot. Up to Bice. Nice little chip pass up ahead. Here come the Eagles 1-on-3. As Bolak just held it long enough so everybody else could get a line change, and then turned the puck over, and out comes McElhinney. Gives to McGaffigan, dumps it in. Behind the net, Kennedy leaves for Rieger. Rieger rims it up the wall, but McElhinney the only one there. Now behind the net with a centering pass in front. Quick pass was Gardner, and the puck dumped all the way down. Pekka, with his speed, goes after it. Looked like he was going toward the net, spun to the corner, then centered it out in front with a chop shot. They score! The streak is over as Aiden Kennedy gets his first goal as an Eagle at 14:30. And the Eagles have a 1-0 lead, all on the speed of Mateo Pekka.
And that was the creativity, Jeff, that we were talking about, of trying to change things up. Mateo took the puck rather than taking to the net. Gretzky back up the wall a bit, waited for pressure to go by him, found the open man. Just a great play.
229 minutes and 42 seconds between goals for the Eagles. Magically both here at home. And they take a 1-0 lead on Aiden Kennedy's first goal as an Eagle, the 6'1", 190 freshman out of Schaumburg, Illinois. Assist for the moment to Mateo Pekka. We'll see who gets, if there is, a second assist. Long shot taken by Howell. Stopped by McLarnon. Puck sent into the far side corner. Given to Piandres. And then sent out to center, but Piandres has to spin back at the blue line. At the moment, the goal is Kennedy from Pekka. For Pekka, his second assist of the season, the junior out of Bolton, Ontario. Eagles fighting hard in the zone, but the puck comes free, and a nice cross-ice pass by the Greyhounds. In over the line on right wing is Piandres with a heavy shot from a long distance. Stopped by Kunin, then a rim around by Piandres. It lay in front, taken finally by Noble as the Greyhound was checked, and then a trip from behind, a needless trip by Jacob Howell on Jake Lavoie, and at 15:31 the Eagles will be shorthanded after the goal by Kennedy. Not what you want to do after scoring a goal, and it was kind of needless because it was behind the play. And the Eagles were shorthanded for the first time today. They are 34 for 42 shorthanded. That is 81.0%, fifth in the NE10. The power play for Assumption, 11 for 46, 23.9%. That's first in the NE10. Face-off one, back to the point. Surratt plays catch, gets the puck back, gives to Paragallo over here on the near side half wall. Surratt goes across the ice to McElhaney, back to Surratt on left point. Back to Paragallo, they play catch. Surratt back to McElhaney, sends a shot toward the net that gets deflected high. Rimmed around the Paragallo, kept in momentarily and then taken out by Bice. Good job by the Eagles there, but then he shoots it right into Surratt. So the puck doesn't get down the ice. Bice gets it again, and after the second and third time, he finally gets it in to the Greyhound zone. McElhaney comes over here to Surratt. He'll dump it in around behind Kunin. Bounces off the net, comes out the far side. Nobody touched it, but McQueen finally get it and dumped it all the way down the ice. Coach, big penalty kill here for the Eagles. Need to make sure they get this killed off.
Yeah, this is important early in the game, first period, to send the message that you're able to kill off penalties.
DiNapoli up on right wing. Over the line. Dumps it in. Chasing after it is Ryan Decker. Nice takeout by Rieger, but Decker comes away with it, rims it up the wall all the way back here to McElhaney. McElhaney goes across to Surratt, who's changed position, takes a long shot from the right point, and swallowed whole by Kunin with 46 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 3:14 to go in period one, 1-0 Eagles.
Yeah, I will say Post is doing a good job on this penalty kill. They're giving up shots from high up on the point, but they're also, there's not much traffic in front of Ben, so as long as he sees the puck, he'll stop it.
McDevitt in the draw for the Eagles against Decker. Excuse me, that was McGaffigan, apologies. Puck rimmed around, kept in by DiNapoli. DiNapoli sends it back down towards McGaffigan. Now back to the point to Corliss. Corliss goes across, long cross-ice pass, and it got onto the body of McGaffigan, but not onto the stick, and got sent back to center by Bolak. Bolak gets a big hit, gets to Rieger, and he'll dump it all the way down in the air, no less, so caught by McLarnon. With 2:49 to go in the first period and 15 seconds remaining on the first power play of the game. This one for Assumption. Quick pass up here on left wing in over the line for Decker. Decker centered it in front, but it goes all the way through to the Zamboni corner. Decker picked it up behind the net. Watched by Delory, comes out, sends a bad angle shot toward the net that Kunin wipes away, and the power play is over, and the Eagles have killed it off. Big kill for the Eagles here. Now 2:27 in the period to kill off. As Coach, you always say, you don't want to give up a goal in that last 5 minutes.
No.
Especially after the Eagles, the long suffering goal drought finally over, and the Eagles with a 1-0 lead. Dangerous pass by Delory, almost picked off by Lavoie. It was tipped by Lavoie, but the Eagles get it back. Delory up the center ice to Meyer. Meyer spins with it, gets to Santoro. Santoro will go across the ice, but it gets blocked by Lavoie, and he'll pick it up in his own zone. Decker goes back to his D, goes off the leg and taken by Meyer. Meyer a little bit too fancy at center ice. Has the puck sent back into the Eagles zone where Noble will play it. Noble rims it up the foul boards. Noling too cute with the backhanded pass taken by Paragallo toward the net when Piandres with a little spinorama tried to put it on goal but sent it wide. McElhaney checked it and the puck comes free to Noling. 1-on-1. Noling, long shot taken on the right pad by McLarnon. He kicked it high and into the netting on the far side. So a face-off inside the Greyhound zone with 90 seconds remaining in the first period, 1-0.
Yeah, good pace and good tempo here after that penalty kill there. You know, that kind of gets you going, right? You're playing against a team that's very good on the power play, and you kill it off, and you feel good.
Murray in the draw with Fall. Won by Murray. And then they're going to call a penalty on a takedown of Lonegro, so the Eagles will be shorthanded for the second time in the period. As the referee behind the play is going to take, I believe, is it going to be Beckett? or Kimball. It's going to be Beckett at 18:37, and the Eagles go right back shorthanded. Assumption 0 for 1. Same message that we just had, Coach. Got to get out of this period at least 1-0.
Yeah, and you, again, right, number one power play in the league. You can't give them opportunities, especially back-to-back like that.
I'm not sure that was as much of a trip as much as Lonegro stepped on the stepped on the stick, but apparently nonetheless, and Eagles will have to kill it off. Surratt goes to McElhaney, back to Surratt to Piandres. Nice little pass in front, takes a shot, but fanned in front did Lavoie. The puck pops up in the air, goes off the top of the glass. That's out of play. And there'll be a face-off inside the Eagles zone.
Yeah, that's at least the second, maybe third time that Assumption's fanned on what should have been good quality scoring opportunities.
Ronnie Paragallo against Macau in the face-off to Cunin's right, but a bad face-off, and the Eagles and Paragallo and Macau will start again, although Macau is getting thrown out of the face-off, so looks like Pekka is going to have to take the pace off with 67 seconds to go in the first period. Won by Paragallo to Piandres with some speed. He tried to get it by Pekka, but if there's one guy on the ice who's got more speed, it's Pekka. Out come the Eagles, a spin around the pass, looking for a floating Tommy Weiss. But Macau couldn't find him. Otherwise, the Eagles might have had a breakaway or a 2-on-1. Under a minute to go in the first period. If the Greyhounds don't score, they'll have some time in the second period on the man advantage. It's Paragallo over the line, through the middle, over to Piandres on right wing. Centers it out in front of Lavoie. Takes a slow shot. Right patted away by Cunin and ripped all the way down the ice by Tommy Weiss. With 30 seconds remaining in the period. McLarnon leaves it for Surratt. Gives it over to McElhaney. McElhaney looking for somebody. I think that was Surratt on the give and go, but too far. That'll be an icing. So a break for the Eagles with 20.6 to go in the first period.
Yeah, so far in this period, too, Assumption's timing seems to have been off a little bit as far as connecting on passes that, in the past I've seen them for sure being able to connect on.
Something we can definitely talk about in the first period intermission coming up in 20 seconds. Face-off won by Assumption. One last rush really for them here in the period on the man advantage. Back behind the Paragallo, but then choked off the stick by McDevitt. So Paragallo with 8. In his own zone looking for speed, gives it to McElhaney, and again a nice play here. McDevitt might have a chance with time running out. 2-1, that's going to end the period without an opportunity, but the Eagles doing a good job on the penalty kill and finally breaking the goalless drought on an Aiden Kennedy goal on a nice setup by Mateo Pekka. Have a 1-0 lead, Coach. Good period for the Eagles overall.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. I mean, 37 seconds to kill in the second period with this penalty, but they're doing a very good job of just denying really good quality scoring opportunities. The one thing they do have to be careful of, though, is Assumption is very good on the transition, and we've seen a 3-on-0, and we've seen a 2-on-1 that were quality scoring opportunities. So, again, you can't give a team that's as skilled and that plays generally as well as Assumption does those opportunities too often and expect to come out on top. So shore that thing up a little bit and continue to put pucks on the net and force them to go 200 feet.
37 seconds to go on Assumption's second power play of the game. The only goal of the first period, Aiden Kennedy, his first of the season from Mateo Pekka at 14:30. We'll come back in 2 minutes with a special first period intermission, a look around the post-university sports scene with a special guest. That'll be in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post-University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. We're back. First intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, live on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. The Eagles lead 1-0 on an Aiden Kennedy goal, his first of the season. As we do in the first period of every home game, we go around the Post University sports team, brought to you by Post University and 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. A little bit of a different first intermission as we go around the Post University sports scene today. I'm joined by the Director of Athletic Communications, Michael Vesey, who was named in the third annual College Sports Communicators 30 Under 30 class. A big congratulations for you and your team. The recognition is an award that goes across NCAA Division I, Division II, and Division III, as well as NAIA, two-year colleges, and Canadian institutions. Candidates must be 29 years old or younger, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the main attributes are professional success, impacts on their athletic department, and service to CSC. This year's class includes 10 members from across Division I, 6 across Division II, and 10 across Division III, among some others. You and Post University are among the 6 at Division II, and the first school other than Sacred Heart to be named in Connecticut. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about the honor and what it means for you and the program and your work here over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, in general, for us, it's a big team effort. Like I've told everybody who I told about this, it starts with guys like you and Pete. It starts with our broadcasters, Kristen, Grace, Jake, Jack from last year, Cindy from last year, all our interns from Eastern Connecticut and Post. This sort of thing isn't possible without all the work that they put in to be recognized like this, which is why I say it's as much their award as it is mine. Even though my name's attached to it, to have Post and this specific area of athletics to be recognized on a national stage like this really means a lot, and it's a testament, I think, to the work they've all put in these last 2 years or so.
Yeah, on a personal level, obviously, I probably predate everybody at this point who's here. Pete, obviously was the coach, and now has been with me for a couple of years. But you've really come in and made a lot of really positive changes as the program has grown across not just hockey, but all of the programs. We've gone from sort of just me doing a couple of things to having a full load of broadcasters and people working in the department to really make this continues to grow every day. So kudos to you and your team, as I tell you guys all the time. We can't do this without you. It's rudimentary sometimes as this is. It's a team effort to get it done. So
thank you.
Talk about what the next steps are, obviously. So Director of Athletic Communication means you wear a lot of hats. The award is very prestigious, something hopefully you can continue to win, although you look a lot older than 29, so I don't know how much longer you can go in this category. I'm kidding, of course. But the program, not just from the athletic side, but from the broadcasting side and from the operation side, continues to grow. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, I mean, all the time we're trying to think of new and creative ways to kind of stand out from other schools. What sets us apart from other schools, how we can do that. And, when I first got offered the job from AJ McNamara last summer, first thing I told him, I was in the gym at the time, I remember telling him, I'm going to get you play-by-play by game 1 of the season. And it was a month to turn it around and figure it out, and we did. And then from there, this year, it was let's figure out how to expand media days. We're trying to figure out stuff for next year already. I've already locked down one GA for next year. One we're already in talks with. We've got 5 interns coming in this spring already, possibly a couple more already lining up for the fall too. So it's just talking with Kristen, my assistant, and the GAs, seeing what we really think we can expand on. And really, for me, it's about talking to student athletes. This is about their experience here at Post, whether they're here for 1 year or 4 years. How can we make it better? So it comes down to those conversations I'll have with our student athletes and our team itself to figure out where we want to go from here and what we can improve upon. I think there's stuff we can improve upon, even with regards to how we do stuff with our broadcasting, but even what we do in the office on a day-to-day basis, how we can expand and grow from there. We're already looking at this month of December. We don't have a lot of games, and we're like, what do we do for the next month? So figuring out what we can do to fill that time. Yeah, besides rest. I had 3 days off, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm bored already. So kind of figuring out what we can continue to expand upon and see what the people who have a say in this stuff think and what we need to do to kind of take this program even more to the next level than we already have. I mean, going from 300 subscribers on YouTube to 1,000 in a year already. is something that we're really proud of now that we're able to kind of monetize our content and stuff. So that's a big step in the right direction to help continue to fund stuff we want to grow in this program as well.
I know we've had football games that's had over 2,500 views, which is incredible considering where the football program is and where it's going. The hockey team has had some really solid views. That's obviously where I'm primarily at, and I'm trying not to bother you too much on a day-in, day-out basis when we talk about these things. But one other quick thing to talk about, which normally we'd bring up as we roll around the sports scene, is the soccer program probably doesn't get enough credit. 3 straight Sweet 16s. Took it as far as they could go on Sunday into PKs, into extra PKs, and still fell short. Talk about where that's going. That's sort of the next stage in the programming, right? We've got the football program who's building and young, and that's always the big hitter. You've got the hockey program, which has been around probably as long as anything, still looking for more success. Basketball program in the first NCAA tournament, and then you've got the soccer juggernaut, 3 straight Sweet 16s.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult, too. We want to be able to expand and grow our things as much as we can in terms of, traveling on the road for those games and everything. But, as many people as people look at the website and they say, you've got 5 people in your department. But it's important to remember 2 of those are grad assistants. We can't overwork them. One of them is a part-time, Jarrett, to our right here. We can't overwork them too much. Chris and I are the only 2 who are full-time. In fall is actually our busiest season of them all, with 6 or 7 sports all playing at once. But we try and expand as much as we can to not only grow with having interns in here so that we can get out to those games, but continue to just pump out as much content we can surrounding all our sports, but especially the ones that are highly successful and are succeeding, to get them on a local and national level. For me, it starts with being able to build, relationships with the local media to help spread the news about the men's soccer program, which coming into this year is something I started to do, making some connections over at WTNH and at WFSB, who came out and did a fantastic story on our football program that's growing. Continuing to just foster and grow those relationships will be big to help kind of get men's soccer and other sports who are on the come up more recognition on a local and regional and national level. Because it really starts with growing in those aspects. And me being here for only a year and a half, we're still in the infancy of doing that, which is why that's something, like we talked about, continuing to grow stuff. Got to do that. Continue to foster those relationships locally and regionally, and even with other schools, because they may have contacts, and that's how we get a lot of our interns, GAs, and stuff into positions after they leave post. But it's how we also can promote our sports a lot better as well.
I'll say this as we wrap it up. Mike is one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. The guy is constantly on his phone. He'll text me at some random hour about some random thing. I'll text him at some random hour about some random thing. He's always running around. This is what 12-hour day for you today? Something along those lines? Between actually being in the office and then being down here. He'll be back here tomorrow doing more.
And I'm actually heading down to Sacred Heart to stat that game for the post-game tomorrow night.
There you go. The women's game tomorrow night. So, extremely busy man, and he does a great job, and he's really been here 16 months, and we continue to grow as a program, a department, an operational unit. So, Mike, thank you. Congratulations to you and all of your staff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to just say one more thing. I appreciate all the people across LinkedIn, across the region, who have reached out to offer their congratulations. And it's really been great to see all these people reaching out, students who now have some interest in coming to post to help us out down the line, just because of this accolade, which again encompasses this whole team, which we're excited to continue to be able to grow what we do here operationally in every single sport because of that. So I appreciate everybody who's reached out to offer their congratulations, and appreciate the work that my team continues to put in and day out.
And I'll try to be your least pain in the butt broadcaster as much as possible. That's Mike Vesey. Congratulations on winning the 30 Under 30 award for college sports communicators. This season one of, I believe, 21 officially who have won across all of those member institutions. We'll be back in 1 minute. First period intermission here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart. looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition. United by our values. Determined by nature. Uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Getting ready for the start of the second period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles have a 1-0 lead on a goal by Aiden Kennedy, his first of the season, breaking the 229-minute and 42-second goalless drought by the Eagles that encompassed little under 4 games all in, as the assists go to Mateo Pekka and Connor McCowell officially at 14:30. That gave the Eagles a 1-0 lead. That's where we stand right now. Assumption on their second power play. They're 0 for 1, and they'll have 37 seconds remaining on it. Shots on goal in the first period for Assumption 11 for Post 9. Face-offs, Assumption 12. Ronnie Paragallo, the big winner there. And the Eagles 6. Coach, good first period overall by the Eagles, although after they scored the goal, 2 consecutive penalties. So, sometimes success is hard to maintain. You take the lead, and now you're fighting off killing penalties.
Yeah, well, again, like we talked about, their Post is just a much better team playing 5-on-5. So, again, kind of a broken record, but you got to work to stay out of the box, and especially, like I say, not giving the number one team in the NA10 in power plays opportunities. You can't keep going to that well too often, but I will say that Post is playing a very simple game, and they're putting pucks to the net, and again getting a little bit more creative as well. Like Mateo Pekka's assist on that goal was exactly the things we were talking about. That came in, held up, didn't see what he liked, made a little turn, a little move, found the guy coming late, and it was a really nice play. And they need to do those things, and again shore up on the transition, because Assumption's very good at turning the play. And the 2-on-1, 2-on-0 that morphed into a 3-on-0, like those things just can't happen.
And we talked about Coach. We talked about at the end of last season, at least for this game, Coach Richter's reunited the run PMC line, which was very successful at the end of the season. Pekka, McCowell, and McDevitt, and he feels the dividends of it. McCowell gets the second assist. Pekka makes a great play, and Kennedy pinching in gets his first collegiate goal. That's where we are, with the teams taking the ice for the start of period number 2. They've switched sides, obviously. Assumption going left to right as you look at your dial, while your Eagles in their home whites going right to left with a 1-0 lead. Something they've had trouble holding on to this season. I mean, the Eagles are 2-7, but they have blown 3-goal leads and 2-goal leads so far. So first things first, kill off the first 37 seconds of the remaining second power play for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, one shift at a time.
Decker and McCowell on the face-off dot, one by McCowell. Pekka tried to play it. Gives to Rieger, and a nice pass to McCowell. McCowell gets to the blue line, takes a long shot, gloved by McLarnon. He'll leave it for his defense, and that'll take care of the first 10 seconds of the remaining 37 on the man advantage. Struggling to come out with it is McKiernan. He finally does. He's still having trouble getting the puck, and finally chips the pass over to Jake Dinopoli. Dinopoli gets it behind the net, puck rimmed all the way back toward McKiernan, chopped out to the blue line, but not out of the zone, kept in by McGaffigan. McGaffigan tried to feed a centering pass, taken by McCowell, and all the way down the ice. Good job by the Eagles to kill off the 37 seconds and went back to full strength. 40 seconds gone in the second period, still 1-0 Eagles. Killed off the second power play for Assumption in the game, and over the line comes Surrett. Surrett on left wing takes a shot that's deflected by Delory, then taken away nicely by the aggressive play of Meyer. Meyer up on right wing, feeds a nice little pass ahead to Santoro, in over the line, closes it and scores! Nice little chip pass by Meyer for his first varsity point, and Santoro came in on right wing and ripped the shot by McLarnon. At a 1 minute even, Santoro's third goal of the year, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead, Coach.
Yeah, he did a really good job of selling pass, and you could see the goaltender just leaned a little bit, at which point Joe released the shot, and just a veteran play and a great goal.
See if there's a second assist, but Jonathan Meyer, the freshman out of Kungsbacka, Sweden, gets his first varsity point. Santoro, his third goal of the year, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead. And Kill the penalty, get a goal. That's exactly what you want to do. And continue the momentum forward. And the Eagles take a 2-0 lead early here in the second period. Puck dumped into the Greyhound zone, shot by Noling toward Nobles, pinching down, back to the point to Delory. Delory, long shot taken, it goes wide, rims all the way around, played back by the aggressive Paragallo. Paragallo over the line, trying to go 1-on-3, leaves it, and a shot taken by Lavoie, stopped by Cunin. 1:31 gone in period 2, 2-0 Eagles. Lavoie takes a shot that Cunin stops, and the faceoff will be to Cunin's right. Nice setup by their number one line, Paragallo, Lavoie, and Piandres. Paragallo and Howell in the draw. Paragallo, the senior, 5'9", 160 of Huntington, New York, leads the NE10 with 16 points on the season, 6 goals, and 10 assists. Face-off won by Howell to Glassroot. He'll rim it all the way around. Swain chasing after it, but kept in by DeMio. DeMio sends it back behind the net, but Glassroot pins it on the wall. Pinched up to the half wall. Swain tries to get it out. He takes a hit for his trouble, and the puck comes free, and here come the Eagles 3-on-2. Here's Howell with Swain over the line. Swain leaves it for McQueen. Gives it to Howell, who takes a shot right on. Nice little three-man game there on a 3-on-2, and the Eagles get a good opportunity of their own. Coach, we talked about it in the pregame. This game is going to be a little bit up and down. Assumption just had a good opportunity on their end, and back came the Eagles with a 3-on-2.
Yep, exactly. Again, they're built to play 5-on-5. So just keep it rolling. Stay out of the box. Good job killing off the 2 penalties, and let's get back to even strength.
Murray and McGaffigan to McLarnin's left. Won by Murray. Won too well as it gets sent all the way down the ice. It split the D, so Glassroot will have to chase back after it with Simeone chasing after him. Rimmed it around to the far side to Bice. He sends it up the middle dangerously, and it's taken away by Donahue. Tried to recenter it to Simeone, and it went too far and into the corner, and Bice will pick it up. Bice up to Beckett. Beckett tries to avoid the hit. He does. Gets the puck back behind his net to Glassroot. He'll take a return pass a little bit too far, but it pops out of the zone, and the Greyhounds will have to tag up. Glassroot behind his own net with 2:30 gone in the second, 2-0 Eagles. Comes out the near side, and here comes Glassroot, all 6-7 of them. Gets to the blue line, and a pass too far. This will go all the way down. No icing, as they say, it deflected off the stick of Sean Gardner. Puck now in the Greyhound zone, behind the net, rimmed all the way around. Pitching in is Kennedy, but it chipped by him and out the center, so going after it is Kimball. Kimball avoids the check of McGaffigan, but the puck pitches into the zone, kept in by Simeone, but a nice defensive play by Rieger. Forced him to go wide and had him lose the puck. Then it pops up in the air back behind the net, and Kennedy behind his own net. Being chased by Donahue, spins away from the check, goes back behind his net, and out comes McDevitt. McDevitt, quick little chip pass ahead, over the line. It's McCall over the line. Looking for McDevitt, it goes a little bit too far as the run PMC line is on the ice now for the Eagles. Sent around the boards, played to Lonegro. Lonegro gets checked by McCall, but a nice chip pass up ahead to Chapman, and out comes Assumption on a 3-man rush. Wrong shot taken by McKiernan, stick by Cunin, then a rebound shot toward the net, re-centered out in front, but the only one there were Eagles, and they send it back to center. McKiernan at the red line sends it towards Cunin. He sticks it into the corner to Rieger, goes behind his net for Kennedy, too far. Puck tried to be re-centered by Chapman, rolled off his stick. Pekka tried to play it up the wall, and it finally goes to McCall. McCall will dump it in, and Pekka with a head of steam flying after it. Pekka will win the race in the near corner, 1-on-3. He'll pin it there as the Eagles change behind him. Definite size mismatch, but Pekka comes out with the puck. Pekka to Santoro, back to Delory, the puck deflected off the stick of Meyer. Looking for his first goal after his first assist. Good setup there. Caused by Pekka's speed, no less. Meyer fighting for it behind the net, and you can really see the push in the Eagles now, leading 2-0. Puck squirts away, and out comes McKiernan. McKiernan, though, fanned on his pass to center. It ends up on the stick of Nick Fall, who comes in on left wing over the line. Long shot taken, sticked away by Cunin. Then a turnaround shot taken that goes through the crease, kept in by Decker. Decker sends it toward the net right on to Cunin, who makes the save. And with 4:29 gone in the second, the Eagles lead 2-0. But Coach was talking about Mateo Pekka, who won a 4-man race, kept the puck in, and set up a really good opportunity thanks to the pass by Santoro. Yeah,
Mateo has always had quick feet and good instinct, so it's nice to see him in the lineup and being rewarded. And I'll tell you, Assumption too, Jeff. Now, obviously, their mantra is, Coach has told, just put everything to the net. The quantity over quality maybe is in their favor.
Eagles have done a good job of making those shots relatively clean as well, with a nobody really in front of those shots so far in this hockey game. Puck bouncing around, and as I speak, there's a one-time opportunity as a puck was laying there for DiNapoli 5 feet out, and Cunin makes a left-handed glove save with 4:51 gone in period 2.
Yeah, again, if he sees the puck, he'll make the save. So, like I say, their strategy is just keep getting as many pucks as you can to the net and hope for a rebound, hope for something bouncing, and be able to bury it.
Howell and Paragallo to Cunin's left. Won by Howell, and the Eagles will try behind their own net. Rieger gets checked off, so Kennedy comes back to help out as Paragallo chips it in. And out comes Rieger out from behind his own net with some speed. Looks up ahead to Swain. Swain will dump it around the defense and chase after it. Wins the race behind the net. Takes a little hit for his trouble, but Piandres picks up the puck that got centered out into the slot. Then a long pass too far. This should be icing. Paragallo racing, but didn't have an angle, so Rieger able to get back first. A lot of energy used by Paragallo. He wasn't going to win the race on Rieger. And face-off will be inside the Greyhound zone to McLarnin's left.
You know, and that's when those kind of look like an innocuous play, but those kind of unforced errors that drive you a little nuts as a coach.
2-0 Eagles. Howell and Paragallo in a rematch. Howell goes forward with it. Took a shot more than anything, not the old Nico Grohlman forward face-off win. He just kind of shot it right onto McLarnin. So we'll do it again to McLarnin's left. Santoro his third from Meyer at 1 minute. Gave the Eagles a 2-0 lead. Howell tried to go forward again with it. The puck just kind of died in the circle for a moment, but now Swain picked it up behind the net. Good effort by Swain. He gets checked off into the referee, no less, by Piandres, but then taken away. He picks up a loose puck on a centering pass by Howell, and Swain came around after the hit and had a one-timer from about 20 feet out that just went wide. Puck inside the zone. In front, they score. A loose puck ends up on a stick of Jake Lavoie, 10 feet out. No chance for Cunin, and end-to-end action as a one-time shot by Swain just goes wide, and then the Greyhounds come back down the ice and a centering pass on the stick of Lavoie, who found the loose puck, the junior out of Taunton, Mass, for his 6th goal of the year at 5:39, and the Greyhounds cut the lead to 2-1.
Yeah, and that's, again, that's what your head's got to be on a swivel and post this lost coverage of the man in front, and Cunin had no chance on that one.
We'll get you the assists on that goal in a moment, but the Greyhounds have made it 2-1, and that wasn't so much a put it on the net kind of shot as puck just ended up in the middle of the slot, and Cunin had no shot.
No, again, that's a defensive zone coverage error there, which they'll talk about it and they'll shore things up.
Face off inside the Greyhound zone. Murray out there to take it against Decker. Greyhounds come out with it, give it up ahead to Simeone. Up down into the near side corner, played by Decker. Decker centers it, shot taken, blocked in front, popped out into the zone. Then taken down was Beckett, but kept the puck moving forward. Now Delory steps up with it, gives it back to Kimball, who'll go back to Noble. Good passing by the Eagles to get control of it, and then a long pass too far. No icing called, although it probably should have been, and then a bad angle shot taken by Beckett into the netting. A break for the Eagles. That probably should have been icing, but they didn't call it, and Beckett had a bad angle shot that was shot out of play. Officially, the goal, Jake Lavoie, his 6th of the season from the league leader in points, Ronnie Paragallo, his 17th of the season, and Leo Piandres at 5:39.
You know, they vetoed the icing.
Oh, well, they didn't veto the icing. They vetoed the icing, as those are our linesmen today, Zito and Vito. Face off to the left of McLarnin. Santoro and Lonegro, won by Santoro, back to the point to Kennedy, over to Rieger, sends it behind the net, rolls past Norling's stick into the Zamboni corner. Meyer there, pinching in for the moment is the Eagle defenseman, Rieger, and then A cross-ice dump kept in, though, again by Santoro. Santoro picked it up on the half wall, goes into the near side corner, dumps it behind the net for Norling. Norling, being aggressively checked by Gardner, reverses the flow, finds Meyer. Meyer tries to go back behind the net, but a good job there by the defensive fall to get it out to center. Declan Chapman tries to go around Kennedy, but he stays strong defensively, took the puck away, and then kicks it in the corner, takes a hit for his trouble, but gets it out to center, where Gardner will start again. Gardner, high in the air, and a bouncing puck stopped by Kunin. Offsides are the Greyhounds. They still have to tag up, and then the whistle finally blows for them not tagging up with 7:09 to go in the second period. 2-1 Eagles. See if it's an intentional offsides or just outside the zone. Just outside the Eagles zone will be the faceoff between Howell and Decker. Faceoff won by Decker. Back to Gardner. Over here on right wing over the line is DiNapoli. DiNapoli centered it in front, and a shot taken by a floating Decker went behind the net and wide. Then a re-centered attempt by Surratt bounced off a leg, and out come the Eagles with an opportunity, but it goes too far for Swain all the way into the Greyhound zone. Swain checks off McKiernan, who sends a nice little pass ahead out to the blue line to Decker, who gets thrown down by McQuegan, and back the other way comes Bice. Bice sends it towards McQuegan as he drove the net. Puck into the Zamboni corner. McQuegan comes away with it, checked by Decker behind the net to Swain, who tried to center it out in front to Howell. Puck lay right on the goal line to the side of the net, then a bad angle shot taken by Howell, goes off the side of the net. Back to Tommy Bice at the point. Bice takes a shot toward the net, goes off the leg of McKiernan, then a shot toward the net by Swain right on. Stopped by McLaurin. Bad angle shot bouncing just past McLaurin as that puck looked like a ground ball in a bad infield and went wide. And out Surratt comes back the other way inside the Eagles zone. Quick end-to-end action as we've been talking about all day today. A fun kind of game to watch, except if you're a coach. Centering pass in for one-timer wide by Paragallo, who took a nice pass there by DiNapoli. Back come the Eagles 3-on-2. Here's Beckett over the line to Kimball. In front looking for Murray, but it rolled off his stick. And back to Deloria, who sent a bad pass to Noble, and down goes Piandres flying after it. He fell down. No kind of penalty there, nor should there have been. Deloria behind his own net, reversing the flow to Kimball. Kimball picks it up on the half wall, and his opposing number, Paragallo, in there with him. Murray takes it, goes high up in the air, doesn't touch the roof at all, which is good when you have a higher roof than some of the buildings we've played in so far this season. Here's Beckett on his knees, gets the red line, dumps it in, and that whole line will go off on a line change, and Piandres gets the puck at center at the red line. He'll try to dump it in, but the big mid of Deloria keeps it from going deep. Feeds it up to Pekka. Run PMC out there now. Here's Pekka. Over the line, leaves it for McDevitt. McDevitt, bad angle shot off the leg of McCowell in front. Rolls into the corner, then a recenter off of Pekka. Pekka picks it up behind the net. Pekka avoids the hit, falls down, doesn't take a hit, but fell down. Leaves the puck for McDevitt. Centered for McCowell. Goes off his stick, and a good job to keep it in momentarily. And now Paragallo sent the centering pass ahead, too far for Lavoie, and then picked up by Kunin before he could get it and take a shot. With 10:27 to go in the second period, end-to-end action, Coach.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play by Ben there, because he read the play. He saw that his team was outnumbered, so figured good opportunity to take that puck, pull it in, and get the face-off.
Crowd filling in here on a early Friday evening. We'll get fuller because the open skate will be after this game here at the arena, and that'll be lots of teenagers and young adults filling the rink area here for a collegiate game on a Friday night. No icing as the puck gets sent all the way into the Greyhound zone, so Norling will take down Corliss. Puck comes free in the slot area for Santoro, who fanned on his shot, and back come a four-man wave of Greyhounds. In over the line with a nice pass, takes a bad angle shot, and looking for the centering pass did Simeone. He faked the shot, then centered it, then crashed into Kunin. And out of the net, the puck went and sent all the way back into the Greyhound zone. Then a bad pass across the ice for Howell. Howell take a bad angle shot and a right pad save for McLaurin. I'm not sure he was ready for it, but he made the save anyway with good positioning. And here's McGaffigan. Over the line, McGaffigan through the slot, checked away. Puck comes free to Howell. Howell trying to get it out, makes a nice little chip pass to Kennedy, who finds Swain. Swain with his speed goes in with under 10 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 Eagles. Swain back to the point. One timer by Tommy Bice goes wide. Glassroot picks it up on the other side, sends it toward the net, stopped in front. Howell picks it up. McQueen leaves it for Swain, shoots right on, right pad save, right on. The puck is free. It goes behind the net. Looking to recenter was Swain. McQueen with a big hit leaves the puck in the middle of the ice, and back to center does Glassroot, and all the way back in. The Eagles will tag. McQueen goes in after it, gets it away from Corliss, and then checked to the ice is Swain, and the puck comes free to center again. Good end-to-end offensive action here in this one. 2-1 Eagles. Glassroot trying to chase after the puck that Chapman gets. Chapman dumps it in the fall, goes behind the net. Glassroot will throw down Chapman with a big heavy hit. Stick goes flying. Declan Chapman is 5'9". Tanner Glassroot is 6'7". That's a mismatch in size in any arena in the country in any sport. And Chapman does get up, but taken down by Glassroot. McQueen gets to the red line, dumps it in. Kimball goes after it. Kimball wins the race, but it goes by him. As a nice stick check by Gardner, leads the puck up the wall to Chapman. Chapman tries to get it out, but taken away by Kimball, but poked all the way back to center. The Beckett, and all the way back out to center. Delory gets to the red line. He'll dump it in. Chased in by Murray. McLaurin lets it go by him as he came out to get it. Murray diving on the ice. Good job by Murray to keep it in that corner. Then rimmed off the netting. That should be a whistle, but the referee's staring at the two players on the ice, McKiernan and Murray, instead of blowing the whistle, which should have happened because the puck went off the net. Going, bad angle shot goes wide, and taken down again is Murray as they're wrestling in the corner. That's more of a size evening, and then the puck comes up on Murray, and he's taken down again for the third time, and finally the official has his hand up as Murray was taken down.
Looks like they're taking both.
Let's see if they take both. Murray, it was a wrestling match down there between the 6'1" McKiernan and the 5'10" Murray, a much better size battle. And after the third time, the referee finally put his whistle in his mouth and his hand in the air, and McKiernan will go for roughing. And it looks like Murray's going to go for slashing. All of this at 12-17. So for the second time today, it will be 4-on-4. Coach Richter not happy as Murray got taken down, particularly the third time. Of the first two, it was probably a pretty even sort of battle royal, but the third time it looked more like a tackle by McKiernan.
Yeah, I mean, again, third time's a charm, I suppose, as far as that goes.
Referee didn't even take his eyes off the wrestling match the entire time and missed the fact that the puck went off the net. So the whistle should have blown. Realistically, none of those penalties should have happened because the puck went off the net and they should have blown the whistle in the first place. But 4-on-4 again, Santoro and looks like Decker in the face-off dot here. And somehow his second has gone off the clock.
So we'll have to see who this favors 4-on-4.
Well, last time it ended up being pretty even, but the Eagles did have an opportunity. See how Santoro, Meyer, Kennedy, and Rieger do. Now, as a defenseman coach, you send Rieger down to the face-off dot. Is there any advantage to having him play the point on this face-off or putting him down lower in this scenario?
Well, the thing is, with Assumption having those two guys there, if it's a clean win, they could fly two guys, and potentially one of them gets free.
Face-off run by Assumption. Played over on left wing. Chipped ahead and taken through the middle is Decker, but Kunin came out to stick it away. Decker picked it up in the far side corner, goes back to the point to DeMille. And a long shot taken from the point by McElhaney. Goes wide. The Eagles will get it back out to center. Looked like it went off the Assumption bench, but we play on. Here's DeMille. DeMille, 4-on-4, 1:33 to go on the 4-on-4, 7:15 to go in the second period. 2-1 Eagles. Goes by Santoro's stick and on to McElhaney's. McElhaney behind the net. The defenseman down low goes from far to near, goes back to the point. They go D to D, but it's really Surratt who's a forward. At the point, has his first shot blocked. His second shot was sent in and gloved by Kunin easily. And 7 minutes even to go in the second, 1:15 on the 4-on-4. Everybody will change up for the face-off inside the Eagles' zone.
Yeah, with this much open ice, I mean, you could easily pop open and somebody get a breakaway or another odd man rush.
Paragalo out there now with Murray. They seem to be playing against each other a lot, so maybe that's one of the matchups Coach Richter was looking for today. As the puck comes all the way free to the point, back to Paragalo's at center point right now. Just send a little chippy shot toward the net that's sticked away by Kunin. And here's Delory. Delory with a nice little pass ahead to McQuegan. McQuegan on a 3-man rush over the line. Eagles looked off sides, but a break again. as he gets taken down hard, and that's going to be a penalty. McQueen went face first into the wall, and first of all, let's see if he gets up. He took an elbow right in between the numbers.
Yeah, they'll have to talk about this one to see how long of a penalty this is.
At 13:22, David Lawler is going to get at least 2. Good news for McQueen as he got up. Second piece of good news is he's wearing a full face mask, which again in college is what you do, but he went face first into the wall on the elbow right between the numbers. Not sure what part of his body hurts more, but he was able to skate off under his own power, and right now it's just a 2-minute penalty to Lawler here at 13:22. So the Eagles will be 4-on-3 for 54 seconds and then 5-on-4 for 1:06. Eagles on the power play is, well, a challenge. 1 for 29 on the season, 3.4%. That's dead last. The Assumption penalty kill is 35 for 41, 85.4%, third in the NE10. But a 4-on-3 instead of a 5-on-4 opens up some ice.
Yeah, it does for sure. And at some point, your power play is going to kick in.
But the starters, Assumption takes the puck and rims it all the way down the ice. Here's Kennedy. Gives it up ahead to Kimball. Over the line on left wing, Kimball. Spins back, gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy, D to Rieger. Rieger closing in. Fakes his shot. Spins away, takes 2 Greyhounds with him, then goes behind the net to Kimball. Kimball to Santoro as they set up a diamond formation. Rieger to Kennedy, back to Rieger. He's got to put the puck on the net. Here's Kennedy across the ice to Santoro. Takes a shot to get blocked in front nicely, though, by DeMio. And Santoro picks it up again. 17 on the 4-on-3. Down low goes Rieger. Rieger keeps going behind the net, looking to center it out in front as opposing number checks him off. Tried to center it out in front as now there are 2 Greyhounds behind the net. Puck gets chipped up the wall and all the way down the ice as Perigalo wiped it, and that'll end the 4-on-3. 5-on-4 now, the man advantage for a minute, but 4-on-3, coach, no shots toward the net other than the 1 block shot. Didn't really do a good job in that first 43 seconds of getting shots on the net.
No, again, 4-on-3, a lot of open ice. You got to get something through.
Here comes Tommy Bice. He gets the center. He's in over the line, makes a right-hand veer, stops on the half wall, looks to go back to the point. Had it chipped away, but Howell gets in there to help out. Howell fighting with Corliss as the puck rolls down the wall. Now it's in the corner. 5 players in that corner. Time just killing it, and finally pops free to Bice. Bice to Delory. He'll take a one-timer that goes wide. Shot toward the net at least, and then a nice job by Swain to keep it in on left point. Feeds a nice pass to Tommy Bice. Closing in. Goes behind his back to Howell. He'll one-time it wide. High and wide. Is a good setup there. Delory plays catch with Swain. Goes across the ice for Bice. It rolls off his stick with 15 on the man advantage. Back to Delory. Here's Swain closing in, top of the circle. Takes a shot for the corner, and it goes high and wide. As Swain found a corner, just shot it high and wide on the best attempt of this entire power play setup. Now back in they come. Here's Delory with a shot that gets blocked by Corliss. As the power play expires, the Eagles are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. But much better 5-on-4 than 4-on-3, which logically doesn't make a lot of sense, but good job by the Eagles there on the 5-on-4. Piandres, 2-1 Eagles, 4:20 to go in the second. Out to center, checked off by Beckett. Had it taken away momentarily, then Gardner sends it back in, and he takes a big hit by Murray, and then a pie face by Murray, and he's got to be careful because the referee's staring right at him. Out comes the Eagles over the line. Gets the center to Kennedy. Dumps it in. Eagles will chase after it. Murray. Murray wins the race. Leaves it for Kennedy, who's pinching in down low. Nice pass to Murray in the back. He scores! And now a melee ensues after Connor Murray scores a goal on a nice setup by Kennedy. Referee goes down. Beckett's fighting 2 Assumption players in front of the goal. And all heck is broken loose after the Eagles make it 3-1 on Connor Murray's second goal of the season. All of this happening at 16:03. For Kennedy, his 5th assist of the season and 2nd point of the game. Good hustle by Kennedy to start that play, coach, before we figure out what the penalties are going to be. But nice play there by Kennedy, who picked up a puck behind the net as a defenseman pitching down, found Murray, and into the goal it went. I think we're going to have another 4-on-4.
Yeah, it looks like
all this.
2 each in the box.
Well, then that'd be 5-on-5. It's going to be 2 each.
Yeah. And Post actually was somewhat fortunate there, too, as, again, if Assumption had a little bit more composure, I think they would have come out of this with a power play.
A little bit of frustration, obviously, just giving up the goal as well. So Murray, his third of the season from Kennedy. We'll see if there's a second assist. All of this happening, by the way, at 16:03. And the Eagles regain their 2-goal lead, but let's see what the official penalties are. After Murray scored the goal on a nice centering pass by Kennedy, then kind of a melee broke loose. I'm not actually sure what started the melee, other than Murray scoring, and then one of the Greyhounds went out and pushed him, and then everybody was kind of pushing each other.
Yeah, I think it's important here for Post especially, because I think the physicality and borderline stuff is going to begin to happen. So it's really important for them to take a breath and try to turn the other cheek a bit. And, again, beat them on the scoreboard here. Let them take the penalties. Let them make the mistakes.
Don't forget to join us in the second intermission. Typically we go around the NE10. We'll just give you an update on the game. There really wasn't much action over the Thanksgiving week, and it was kind of a one-sided best players in the NE10 week, with really only a couple of teams playing last week. So
did enjoy seeing the six-legged turkey in the tribute to John Madden over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was a turducken, to be clear.
Turducken, yes, turducken.
Got to hit all get all the animals in there.
Yes,
to eat.
Yes.
So.
It was the Packers, I think, enjoying that meal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll go around sort of the NE10 scoreboard. We'll get you up to date on the women's game that was played earlier today. A big win for them over Sacred Heart. And kind of get you prepared for Game 2 of this series, which, if it's been anything like Game 1, it's been a fun one. But we talked about it early on in the first couple of minutes. It was very chippy. Referee and the officials kind of let it play out a little bit. Then they started to call some penalties. And as this game has rolled along, it's gotten more chippy. And by the way, these two teams are playing again tomorrow at 1 o'clock here at the Sports Arena. So if you got nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon, come on out. Enjoy some firebrand hockey here in the NE10 conference.
And hopefully after we get this all sorted out here, we can just play 5-on-5 for the rest of the game, because that favors Post. It favors Post. It's sort of the staccato penalty kills, 4-on-4s.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-3 here, Coach.
Yeah, they got the extra.
Oh, no.
Somebody's got to come out, right? 2-on-2.
They're going to play 3-on-3, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
This isn't overtime, is it?
I've never seen two sets of coincidental minors lead to a 3-on-3. Usually that means 5-on-5.
Right. Well, we'll see who works on their overtime skills in practice.
Here we go, 3-on-3 hockey. Don't ask me to explain the rationale of the rule of this, but everybody's playing it like that's what it's supposed to be. So 4 sets of penalties, all for roughing, and we'll get you the people who had the penalties in a moment. But 3-on-3 wide open hockey. And here comes Corliss over the line on left wing. He drops the puck, ends up on the stick of Decker, who closes in with a shot that goes high and wide, and then pops free. Decker picked it up. Delory pinches and sends it all the way down. I don't think this is going to be an icing. I think Decker fed the back pass. Eagles make a line change. Smart play by Howell to come off the far side, with the player going off the near side, and back comes the Greyhounds the other way over the line. It's McGaffigan who sends a shot toward the net. It goes off of Cuneen, spins free into the far side circle, being clapped at by McKiernan, and he centers it out in front, but a good stick check there. Now the puck comes free in front with a shot toward the net right on. Stopped by Cuneen. Puck in the corner. Eagles definitely not doing well in the early parts of the 3-on-3, and the puck sent back to center. So Polagalo and Gardner, 2 for roughing for Assumption. Over the line comes Corliss. He'll take a bad angle shot again in front of a great right pad save by Cuneen, who either is enjoying the save or pulled a groin, because that was one of the best saves I've seen at any level. He stuck out the right pad and went to the ice.
That's the play of the game right now, because that was a yawning net.
What a save on McGaffigan. Yep, that's right, Coach. Absolutely. Wow. And just to finish up, the Eagle penalties were to Holden Beckett and Aiden Kennedy. They got 2 for roughing as well. So those are the 4 roughing plays, but they'll have a bad dream tonight. Well, Thomas McGaffigan, he had a wide open net, and somehow Cuneen got the right pad out there. Looked like he hurt himself, but is back on his skates playing hockey. Glassroot, high shot, goes wide as the Eagles get their first opportunity on this 3-on-3. We're not in overtime if you're joining us late. It's 3-1. Somehow there were 2 sets of coincidental minors on both teams, and that made a 3-on-3, something I don't remember seeing, but And coach is equally perplexed. This makes me feel better like I knew the rule, but either way, 3-on-3. And in 5 seconds, we'll be right back to 5-on-5. Puck rimmed all the way around inside the Greyhound zone, kept in by Murray. Now we're back to 5-on-5 as 4 players come out of the penalty box at the same time. And under 2 minutes to go in the second period, 3-1 Eagles. Both teams have to be a little careful right now because the referees are looking for anything at this point. Here's over the line Paragalo on a backhand chip toward Lavoie. It goes wide to Kunin, and the Eagles pick it up the other way. Nice long pass ahead here for Kimball. Over the line on left wing, takes a shot that goes wide. It goes through the crease and wide. Stepping in is Meyer, but the aggressive speed of Lawler, who just came out of the box, continues ahead. Lawler leaves it. Long shot by Paragalo. Gets blocked in front with 79 seconds to go. Puck into the far side corner. Chip behind the net, and Kennedy picked it up, chipped it up the wall, looking for Kimball. He fell down, but puck got out to center, and then a check on Santoro leads the pass to Meyer. Meyer dumps it in. Pinching in is Rieger behind the net. Rieger centers it out in front to Meyer. He's got a shot toward a yawning net. Had a nice lane. Sort of was backing up as he takes it. Paragalo comes in on left wing over the line, swallowed whole by Kunin with 52-3 to go in the second period. 3-1 Eagles in a face-off to Kunin's right. So after the 3-on-3 to the 5-on-5, a little bit of madness and craziness, Coach, and still 20-something minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting third period. There's no question about that.
Macau and Decker to the right of Kunin, won by Decker. Tried to get it back to the point, but a good job by Macau. Stick check it away and send it all the way down. Not enough for icing, but McDevitt goes after it as run PMC out there for the final minute of the second period. Long cross-ice pass as a hit behind the play. Continues to play forward. Taken and shot right on by center. Kunin comes in, just shoots it into the net behind him. Deflected. Decker looking for some kind of penalty. I don't think Kunin meant to shoot it into the net, and that rule doesn't exist in NCAA hockey. So with 32-7 to go, 3-1 Eagles here in the second period. Howell out there against Decker, won by Howell around the Kennedy. He's got 2 points in the game. Looks for Swain, and a shot toward the net. Bounced off of Kunin in the slot area. Bouncing away there from Donopoli. Donopoli sends it behind the net. Good play by Rieger trying to reverse the flow with 19. Puck behind the net. Eagles lead 3-1. It's in behind Kunin. 4 players fighting behind the net. Both defensemen for the Eagles, Rieger and Kennedy, letting time tick down. 8 seconds remaining in the period. Well, if this is the play to get out of the period without any other shots, good play by the Eagles. Finally comes free, centered it out in front, taken away by Rieger, and that's the end of period number 2. A multi-goal, fist-pumping, pushing, boarding, checking, shooting period, Coach. And the Eagles take a 2-goal lead as they go to the dressing room.
Yeah, I mean, I think the keys for the next period are going to be puck management for sure, and then composure, because, again, Sumner's going to try to get under their skin because they want to get back on that league-leading power play. So composure, and you can play tough without playing careless, and that's going to be an important part of their game in the third period.
Composure, big word, Coach. I'm sure we'll talk about it more as we roll towards the beginning of the third period. But the Eagles get 2 goals in the period, one by Joe Santoro, one by Connor Murray. In between there, Jake Lavoie gets his 6th goal of the season for Assumption, and the Eagles lead 3-1 as we go to the second intermission. We'll come back with our look around the NE10 and the Post-University Sports Scene in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post-University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition. United by our values. Determined by nature. Uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Second intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles have a 3-1 lead over Assumption, currently undefeated in the NE10. Joe Santoro at 1 minute from Jonathan Meyer, then Jake Lavoie from Ronnie Paragallo and Leo Piandres at 5:39 made it 2-1, but the Eagles at 16:03 made it 3-1 on Connor Murray's third from Aiden Kennedy. That's where we are right now. Second period intermission, as always, we look around the NE10, sort of an abbreviated version tonight, and that's brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report, as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Let's start with the NE10 information. And it's really just kind of a look forward here. Games today within the NE10. Wesleyan travels to St. Michael's. That game will start at 6:20 into about an hour. And Franklin Pierce will play a conference game against Southern New Hampshire. That game will start at 7:40. Tomorrow, these two teams will rematch here at 1 o'clock, 12:40 on the 12:45 pregame here on the CACC network. St. Mike's will be at Keene State, 5 p.m. tomorrow. And Franklin Pierce in Southern New Hampshire will have a rematch tomorrow at 12:40. The rest of the pre-Christmas holiday season schedule, we'll see Westfield State travel to Assumption on the 12th. That's Thursday, 7:30 p.m. up at Worcester. And then the final game will be Worcester State at Southern New Hampshire. That game will be a week from tomorrow, and that'll wrap up the NE10 schedule for the pre-holiday portion of the season. As everybody gets ready for holidays, this game today and tomorrow will be the last two games for the Eagles until January 3rd, when they'll host SUNY Morrisville back here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. This is game 2 of what will turn out to be a 5-game homestand for the Eagles. Excuse me, this is game 1. Tomorrow will be game 2 of what will be a 5-game homestand for the Eagles. That's your look around the NE10 today. As I mentioned, the players of the week really just, well, it was a 3-person sweep for Assumption, but there weren't a lot of games last week, so we'll move on from that. We'll do that. We'll cover that more tomorrow when we do the second intermission here on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Women's hockey today, big win for the Lady Eagles upstairs as they defeated Sacred Heart in NEWHA action 3-0. Rowan Ringer with 2 goals, and Selena McAdkis with the other goal, and a 46 save shutout for goaltender Hannah Saunders. As the Eagles moved to 3-12 overall in the season, Sacred Heart fell to 11-6. Those two teams will rematch tomorrow at the Martiri Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University, 7 p.m. tomorrow over in Fairfield, about a 10-minute drive down the road if you want to go catch that game after you catch this one. Doubleheader hockey, men at 1, women at 7, 10 minutes down the road. Then the Lady Eagles will be home for the first of a 6-game homestand starting on January 3rd. Tomorrow is their last game before the holiday break. January 3rd will be their first of 6 straight home games, starting with RIT at 8 p.m. on January 3rd. That's a Friday here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So both teams will be playing again on January 3rd. The Eagles will host SUNY Morrisville at 4 o'clock, and the Lady Eagles will play at 8 o'clock upstairs against RIT. Elsewhere around the sports scene here at Post University. Again, we mentioned it briefly when we were talking to Michael Vesey and congratulating him. The men's soccer team had a difficult loss on Sunday, falling to 13-5-5 in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. For the third straight year, they fell in that round, but they got a little farther theoretically. They made it to penalty kicks, lost 5-4 to Felician in penalty kicks. But a good season overall for... What's funny about the men's soccer program is the record was actually worse, but they still made it to the same place. Just shows how much that soccer program continues to grow. But they lost 5-4 in penalty kicks to Felician on Sunday. 3-3, 5-4 in PKs. And down for the third straight season in the Sweet 16, they go. Men's basketball play tomorrow. They host the University of Bridgeport at 3 o'clock up at the Drubner Center. That'll be their second to last game before the holiday break. They'll host Assumption a week from tomorrow up at the Drubner Center, also at 3 o'clock. Excuse me, they actually have a couple road games after that as well. They play AIC on December 18th, and then are at Southern New Hampshire on December 21st, and then they will have the holiday break as they have a 4-game road trip between before the break and after the break for the men's basketball program. Currently sitting at 5-4 on the season. They have a 2-game losing streak. Women's basketball program not doing as well. They're 0-6 so far on the season, coming off a challenging 65-56 loss to Dominican on Tuesday. They'll host the University of Bridgeport at 1 o'clock at the Drubner Center tomorrow for hosting AIC on Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. at the Drubner Center. Then they go on a road trip, a 3-game trip, really in successive days. They play Sacred Heart at Sacred Heart on Saturday, December 14th, and they're at Queens College, which is a reschedule, on Monday, December 16th against the Fighting Subways, and then they'll play the University of New Haven on December 18th for hosting 1 game and then going on a short holiday break before returning on New Year's Eve to host St. Thomas Aquinas College at noon up at the Drubner Center. So hopefully the Lady Eagles can get back on track. 0-6 currently overall, 0-1 in conference. So opportunity to get some conference wins within the CACC. And lastly, want to congratulate Alyssa Groves, named AVCA and D2CCA All-East Region First Team, first player since 2015 from women's volleyball to earn both in the same season. Junior Alyssa Groves continues to add to her list of accolades, and it should come as no surprise as the Arizona native finished the 2024 campaign, having won the CACC Defensive Player of the Year, being named All-Conference First Team earlier this month. Congratulations to Alyssa Groves in the women's volleyball program, who made it all the way to the conference championship game before falling and unfortunately not making the NCAA tournament this season. That's your look around the sports scene here, the NE10, here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in the second period intermission. We'll come back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com. So let's go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles have a 3-1 lead. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney with you. Second period recap brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. I could spit that out. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, visit campus or to apply. It's the application season. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Joe Santoro got the second period scoring underway on a nice setup by Jonathan Meyer. Beautiful pass, who got the lone assist at 1 minute to give the Eagles a 2-0 lead. A little over 4 minutes later, David Lawler gets credit for the goal, as it looks like that goal is totally changed up. As according to the record, it's David Lawler. We're gonna double check that one before we move forward. Either way, Assumption got a goal to make it 2-1. And then at 16:03, Connor Murray gets his second of the season from Aiden Kennedy, his second point, to make it 3-1. Shots on goal, a shocking 22-9 for Assumption. We're not sure how that was. Overall, 33-18. Face-offs 10-10. Assumption leads that category 22-16 in face-offs. Coach, the numbers don't really tell the story, as it's been a fairly even game, I think, up and down, but 3-1 Eagles after 2.
Yeah, there's been a lot of quality opportunities by both sides, really. And again, just a situation where if you're Assumption, third period mentality, you got to get everything to the net, and you got to hope for some bounces and create your own luck when you're on the road like this. There's no question. And then for Post, again, Post has got to be in a situation where composure, because you know you're going to try to get goated. Again, like I said, Assumption wants to get on their power play again and see what they can do with that. And limit their shots to the outside. They had a lot of shots on goal that period. Again, I don't know that it was necessarily 22, but they had a lot of shots, but they weren't quality shots.
Quantity, not quality.
Right, and if there's those kinds of shots, Ben will see those shots, and he'll be able to make those saves.
We're double checking with the official scoring on who scored the Assumption goal. I'm pretty sure it was Jake Lavoie. And originally it was Jake Lavoie from Paragallo and Piandres at 5:39, although it's somehow been changed to Lawler from Piandres only at 5:39. So we're going to make them go back and double check that one, because I'm pretty sure it was Lavoie. But we don't always have the best angle from these seats, so always good to have them double check for scoring purposes.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. Should be a good period, Jeff. Should be excited to see how this thing plays out.
Eagles have been here before, and I think that's going to be part of it, and really going to set up how the weekend and the rest of their holiday season go, because they've been in this position before. They've had 2-goal leads. They had a 3-goal lead in the last home game. They lost 4-3. They had a 2-goal lead on opening night. They lost 3-2. So they played well. Hopefully that break didn't kill the momentum, and they come out here and they establish their dominance and figure out a way to come out of here with 3 points. It'll be big to give Assumption their first loss, on top of the fact of getting a big conference win.
Yeah, no question.
Eagles go left to right as you look at your screen. They're in the home whites. Assumption in the road blues will go right to left. Face-off lost by Santoro, who I pumped up on his face-off wins today, and it's probably the cloud of death I've given him. He's 4 wins, 7 losses in the face-off dot today. Ronnie Paragallo, however, 12-2, so credit to him for killing it on the face-offs. Face-off sent into the Eagle zone. Rimmed around to Norling, who tried to get it out, but it went off the stick of Lavoie. Lavoie got it back to Norling, and then out the center did Norling, and they'll send it right back in. A little bit more chippiness as Norling and McGaffigan collide at center. And the puck dumped all the way into the bench area. I'm not sure which bench it went into, but it went into a bench. 32 seconds into period 3. These first 5 minutes, I think, Coach, really going to be big. And as you always say, first and last, really big time in the period. Eagles don't want to give up a goal and make it 3-2.
No, you want to play responsible and manage a puck if you're the Eagles, but you also don't want to play tentative. And that's kind of the tightrope that you walk, when you've got that 2-goal lead at home and you're going into the third.
Back to the point. A long shot, they score, and there it is right there. Deflected shot by Jake DiNapoli, his league-leading 8th of the season on a wrist shot from the point of McKiernan. And at 35 seconds, just like we've discussed, it's 3-2.
Yeah, and that's where, again, you have that saying, you might not win the draw, but you can't lose the draw clean. Because you lose it that clean, the winger has no opportunity to get up there into that shooting lane and make a block either.
See who gets the second assist. I think that might be Decker. We'll double check that. I'm pretty sure he won that faceoff. And at 35 seconds, DiNapoli's 8th makes it 3-2. So not the start the Eagles wanted, but still with a 1-goal lead. McKiernan spins away from the check of Swain. He comes free with the top of the circle, takes a shot toward the net that Kunin gloved, and then DiNapoli ran into him. 1:02 into the third. Officially, the goal will be DiNapoli his 8th from McKiernan and Decker, as I try not to fall out of the booth here. Face off to Kunin's left between Murray and Paragallo. Eagles need to get the puck into the Greyhound zone and start creating a little bit of momentum here. They've done that throughout the game. Lead 3-2. Paragallo, bad angle shot. Bounces off of Kunin into the slot. Puck played away, bad angle shot again. Blocked it away. Re-centered by Piandres, and a long shot from the point. It bounces free after Kunin made the save and finally brought out of the zone by a racing Beckett. Beckett to center. Over the line. Leads for Murray nicely. Takes a shot. The flicks off the leg of Sean Gardner as the Eagles finally get it into the zone. But a big couple of saves by Kunin after the goal to keep this game 3-2 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Skating away is Piandres from the heavy check of Pekka. Reverses the flow to Gardner. Pekka just chasing him around, though. Good job to pin him into the deep inside their zone here in the third. And then Pekka tries to take it away, but Piandres picks it up in the far side corner and makes a bad centering pass. Kennedy fakes the slap shot, rims it around. Pekka goes in after it. It goes by Gardner. Chasing after it is McDevitt. McCowell in there as well. Puck comes from the near side to the far side. Now in the slot area, McDevitt to McCowell, looking for a quick little wrist shot, goes wide. Pekka chasing after, gets it back to Kennedy at the point, and then he goes around Kennedy, but the stick goes down. No penalty there as they look for a penalty for chopping the stick out. Instead, it just fell out of the hands of Nick Fall. And back comes Norling. Norling in, over the line on right wing, tries to get around Corliss. Gets the puck deep, McDevitt forcing it behind the net, but a nice little chip pass out to Lonegro. He'll go high in the air and gets blocked, and back into the zone it goes, and played by Caden Connors. Connors, he'll look for Corliss. He'll get it out the center on a nice little chop pass. Here's Fall in over the line looking for Lonegro across the ice. Here's Connors toward the, gets the deflection in front by Fall, but he was on the wrong side of the goal line and ended up deflecting it right into the side of the net. And the right pad of Ben Kunin, 2:51 gone in the third, 3-2 Eagles.
Yeah, and that's where the D's got to do maybe a little better job there of just reaching in there, right, and picking that stick up so we don't get the opportunity to make that deflection like that.
Santoro in the draw. He wins that one from McGaffigan, and the puck rimmed around by Deloy to Norling. Excuse me, Glassroot to Norling. Norling pinned on the half wall. Lost the puck, coming in with a bad angle shot. Taken by McGaffigan and sticked into the far side netting with 3:02 gone in the third by Kunin, and the faceoff to his left between McGaffigan and Santoro.
It's a big draw right here for sure.
One clean by McGaffigan, back to the point. Long shot taken, deflected in front. Never got to Kunin, though, and sent back to center by Tommy Bice. Cross-ice pass by Corliss brings it into the Eagle zone again. Glassroot, though, takes out Simeone. 6-7 Glassroot. Now Tommy Bice tries to come away with it, but a nice stick check there by Donahue. Donahue back down to Simeone, rolls off his stick into McGaffigan in the corner. He gets hit by Glassroot. Gives to Simeone. Simeone had it taken by Norling. Norling tries to get it out of the zone, and he does with a nice little loft wedge. It gets over the up man and over the defenseman and out the center. Now give the Eagles an opportunity to regroup a little bit with 4 minutes gone in the third. 3-2 Eagles. Here's Rieger with some speed, but being chased. He gets to the red line, makes a nice little pass ahead to Murray. Murray dumped it in, but the Eagles are offside, so they'll have to tag back up. Kimball has to get out of the zone, finally does. Puck sent back to Rieger at his own blue line. Rieger looks for Baxter. It goes off of Baxter's stick and back in. They come with a heavy shot taken from the top of the far circle. Excuse me, the near circle was McElhaney, the 6'4" freshman from Newport Beach, California.
Yeah, and those are the shots that, the post wants to force. Those outside the dots, bad angle shots that Cuneen's able to square up on.
Always amazes me, and I've known a couple kids from the Newport Beach, California area, beautiful area, that some kids out there play hockey and end up playing in the Northeast of all places.
Yeah, it's a bit of a merry-go-round.
Shot taken off the face-off by DiNapoli, and then the puck sent back toward the net, never gets there as it's played up by Rieger, but then he fans on his pass looking for a flying Kimball. And Assumption will try again. DiNapoli dumps it back into the Eagles zone, played by Rieger behind the net, being chased. A nice chip pass ahead to Kimball. And a nice little give and go to Rieger. Rieger tried to get around to the fence, lost the puck, picked it up on the other side because it's bouncing, and given to Murray. Murray goes across the ice. Nice little lead for Kennedy. Kennedy picked it up on right point and will go into the near side corner. Spins away from the check, goes back to center point where Murray has it. He takes a shot toward the net, but gloved by McLarnon for his first save of the third period. 4:48 into it. And finally, Coach, the Eagles get a shot on net.
Yeah, and we're almost 5 minutes into the period. And, again, managing the puck, but getting some pucks to the net, creating some zone time, trying to slow down the attack of Assumption.
Howell and Paragalo, which we've probably said 10 times tonight on the draw, won by Howell, dump behind the net, and Howell will pick it up. Go to the far side corner and back to the point to Noble. Noble scores on a wrist shot from the top of the left point, and he gets it by McLarnon, and that's a gigantic goal at 4:58, and the Eagles regain a 2-goal lead on Noble's first goal of the season. And that might be his first ever collegiate goal, Coach, as they grab the puck.
Yeah, I think that's just a great play to, again, poise, managing the puck. Good control, clean pass to the point. Just a nice shot by Wyatt, and he's rewarded.
For Noble, his first goal of the season, his first collegiate goal from Jacob Howell, who leads the Post-University Eagles with 9 points. At 4:58, and the Eagles reestablished a 2-goal lead, and that goal couldn't have come at a better time as the Eagles regain a 2-goal lead. Still a ton of time left, but better to play up 2 than play up 1, and the Eagles have regained a 2-goal lead. Puck inside the Assumption zone. McQuegan tries to get it. Shot right on, stopped by McLarnon. They called the goal for McQuegan, although players know who scored that goal, and they all jumped on Wyatt Noble and even took the puck. So I'm going to stick with Noble from Howell instead of McQuegan for Noble and Howell.
Yeah, I mean,
they went and got the puck, and McQuegan scored before.
Yeah, and I didn't have a clear look here to even see if Hugh maybe got a stick on it or not, but it seemed pretty clean.
Players are always usually good at going to see who scored the goal, and they all went to Noble on that goal.
Yeah.
And like I said, they grabbed the puck and threw it back to the trainer. So I'm going to stick Noble with Noble from Howell at 4:58, and if the official score keeps it that way, then we'll change it. But more often than not, we've found over the years that you and I are the official scorers, and they just basically do what we want.
Just trying to do our part.
We do our part. Bowak out. And they've made the change. And they've made the official change. They must have heard us from across the ice. Back comes Assumption over the line with a shot toward the net that goes wide. Taken by Paragalo and then recentered by Lavoie. And then a bad angle shot by Piandres ends up on the stick of Paragalo. He recenters it out in front, but hugging the post is Cuneen as Piandres had a couple of shots out. A nice play by Glassrud to get it up on left wing to Pekka. Pekka gets to center. He's in over the line on left wing. Tries to center. He gets rubbed out of the play, though, with a big hit there of Chapman. Chapman, who took the biggest hit of the game by Glassrud earlier. Took Pekka out of the play. Back comes Rieger. Rieger in over the line on left wing. Has some room. Goes toward the net with a shot that's stopped by McLarnon. That's a big save for Assumption. Back to Norling. Center point wide open, high, and gloved by McLarnon. He had a lot of space and a lot of time. Took a wrist shot versus a slap shot with 6:32 gone in the third. And the Eagles leading 4-2. So just to clean it up, Noble, his first of the season, first career goal as a sophomore from Jacob Howell at 4:58.
This is where the last 13 and change here. Post defensemen are going to have head on a swivel. Make sure you're counting 5 in front of you the whole time and be very defensively responsible.
Should be a very exciting last 13 minutes or so, which may not make Coach Richter happy, but that's sort of the way we're ramping up here for the final 13. Puck rimmed around the wall to DeMio. DeMio had it taken away by Rieger. Then they reversed the flow to the other side, but Meyer there first lets it go. Norling takes a bad angle shot looking for a deflection. The only one to get it was goaltender McLarnon. He chipped it into the corner, and out come the Greyhounds. Nice little fancy move there by McGaffigan. Taken away by Kennedy. Meyer tried a little slip play in the middle, had it roll off his stick. Santoro chasing the stick right in the middle of center ice. Back the other way with a centering pass comes Simeone. Puck goes behind the net. Nice chop pass right to the top of the circle. Takes a shot that gets deflected by two players, did McElhaney, and go wide. Meyer trying to get it out of the zone. Stick still right in the middle of the center ice, right at the face-off dot, and then thrown back to the Greyhound defense. Didn't get to the red line, but they're saying no icing as it rims all the way around the Decker. Decker goes back to the point, but the defensemen were changing, so that goes out of the zone and played by Corliss. Corliss to Decker. Sends it back into the Eagle zone in the near side corner to Delory. Delory up to Murray. Murray had to go off his stick to Corliss, and a sliding block by Beckett. Puck on the half wall. Murray trying to get it away, but taken by Surratt. Toward the net, deflected. Excuse me, that was DiNapoli. Deflected as he took a shot toward the net and kicked into the near side corner again. Good job by DiNapoli. Sends it behind the net to Delory, though, who's the only one there for the Eagles. Finds Noble. Noble gets it out to center, where Surratt plays it back to his defensive Corliss, and Corliss feeds a chip pass ahead to DiNapoli. Back to Surratt over the line on left wing. Takes a shot that gets blocked by the stick at Noble, and into the netting with 8:30 gone in the third, still 4-2. There's one of the pushes that Assumption's going to have here in the third period, coach. They're going to make this hard, and the Eagles have to figure out a way to keep it where it is.
Yeah, it is. Again, Assumption standpoint, really every shift now has to be like that. And for Post, again, manage the puck. If you can't get it out, eat it along the wall, get it face off, slow down the pace and tempo of Assumption.
Game 2 of this series tomorrow at 1 o'clock here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. 12:45 pregame if you can't be here live on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPost. Eagles coach and I will be with you again for the last game before the holiday break. Here's Swain over the line on left wing. Gets checked off and turned around by McKiernan, excuse me. And then the puck sent behind the net. Bodies just falling all over the place. And a centering pass in front that got sticked away by McLarnon. And out comes Assumption. Long shot taken, slow shot, sticked away as Lonegro took a shot from outside the blue line. Kunin kicked it into the corner, sticked it into the corner rather, and then back to the point and kept in by Gardner. Gardner rims it around. His body's just falling all over the ice as Glassrood went down. Lonegro gets it back to the point, and a good play there by the defense, but then lost the puck ahead, looking for a streaking Swain who was at the end of his shift, and that'll be an icing. As up and down, good play to keep it in, and then the Eagles had to break the other way, but Swain at the end of his shift couldn't catch up to it. But he'll have to stay on because of the icing, with 9:17 gone in the third, 4-2 Eagles. Assumption 6-0 in conference, 17 points. Eagles 1-5 for 4 points. So a decent-sized gap, and Coach Richter's calling a timeout.
Yeah, doesn't like the matchup, so using his timeout.
Assumption put out their number one unit with Paragalo, Lavoie, and Piandres, who scored a goal in the second, scored one of the two goals in the second period, and the Eagles just having iced the puck and having to keep everybody out there going for the timeout. Coach, good call here by Coach Richter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity. Again, assuming that he is going to do something, a change, or is he just drawing up a play? We'll have to see if he changes personnel or if he wanted the timeout because he's going to try a play.
Eagles lead 4-2. Teams have exchanged goals here in the third period with Jake DiNapoli, his 8th of the season, the NE10 leading 8th of the season at 35 seconds. And then Wyatt Noble's first career goal, the sophomore, out of Spring Lake Park, Minnesota, scores his first collegiate goal at 4:58, and those are the goals here in the third period so far. 10:43 remaining. Timeout Eagles face off to the right of Ben Cunine, who's been stellar.
Yeah, so change of personnel.
Assumption over 40 shots in the game. Not going to tell you those were quality shots, but they've definitely had some quality opportunities here in the third. And now Paragallo and Santoro on the faceoff, won by Santoro to Kennedy, who tried to chip it up the wall, but four players right on the half wall, including Meyer. Puck goes high up into the air. Rieger lost it to Paragallo, who spins it back to the point. Good keep in by Lawler. Lawler fakes the shot, then takes one, looking for a deflection. It goes wide. Re-centered by Paragallo, was off the side of the net. Bounced behind the net and taken by Rieger. Rieger to Meyer. Nice cross-ice pass to Norling. In over the line, looking for a flying Santoro, but it went off the leg. And now a quick pass ahead to Paragallo's got a break. Paragallo on a backhand after a good play by Delory to get back in position. And the backhand had no power, and then Kennedy throws somebody to the ice, and Delory and Paragallo pushing and shoving. Both teams need to play very careful, and as you said, Coach, composure here with 10:07 to go in the third.
Yeah, we'll see what they call there, but that's not a necessary play. Ben made a save, and it was fine.
You'd like to think they'd take both, and I think that's what they're doing. I think. Norling definitely for two. I guess they're only taking Norling, and there's a bad penalty. You take them both, then you're at least okay. But they're going to take Norling for roughing at 9:53, so now the Eagles will have to kill off another power play. Assumption 0 for 2 today. They are leading the NE10 in power play. But the Eagles have killed off both Assumption power plays in the game. They lead by 2, 4-2. Murray and Decker on the draw. Norling 2 for roughing. Face-off won by Murray, and he sends it all the way down the ice. Good job by Murray to win the face-off, get it, and rip it all the way down the ice. And that'll take care of the first 15 seconds of the man advantage. Out of the zone come the Greyhounds, up the center, in over the line. McGaffigan chasing after it, but Noble does a good job to cut him off. Send the puck behind the net. Comes away to McQuegan as it's a 3-on-2 battle down there. And now the puck on the Napoli stick. DiNapoli gives it back to the point to Corliss. Corliss, center point to DiNapoli. Below the circle, he comes back toward the top. Gives it back to Corliss, center point. They reverse positions to McGaffigan. He takes a shot. Nice left pad save by Cunine. Kicked it into the Zamboni corner, but played by the Greyhounds. And a bad play by Decker. He lost the puck out of the zone. They had to recenter it. Instead, everybody goes for a line change as the Eagles send it down the ice with a minute gone on the penalty kill. 4-2 Eagles, 9:08 to go in the third. Here's Paragallo at center, trying to do too much. Lost it to McCall, send it all the way down the ice. We've seen that a few times. Paragallo trying to go through 3 or 4 players, that time way too many, as the Eagles close the box and the puck sent all the way down the ice. Back come the Greyhounds again, dumping it cross ice into the near side corner. McCall gets there first. He's checked by Paragallo. Excuse me, that's Lavoie. Couple of number 16s. Paragallo comes away with it. Lavoie gets taken down by McCall. No call. Bice ripped it off of the body of Paragallo. Kept in, but touched by McCall, so no high sticking. Bice in the corner, checked by Piandres. Gives to Glasser. Glasser looking for a lane. Gets it out and down the center with 15 to go on the man advantage. Good job by the Eagles to keep the puck on the outside, Coach. Here comes one last rush for Assumption. It's Paragallo with 5 on the man advantage. He gets to center. He's in over the line on left wing. He's being hooked, though, and there'll be a penalty to Howell for hooking. Eagles currently at full strength, and good play there. Actually, a good play there by Surratt. He just gave the puck up so that the Greyhounds could go right back to the man advantage. And Howell will go 2 for hooking at 12:02 after the Eagles kill off the third power play by Assumption. They're now 0 for 3, but right back to the penalty kill. And this is what happened in the first period, Coach. They went back-to-back penalties there.
Yeah, we'll
escaped.
We'll have to see. I mean, it was a good penalty kill there, but again, Assumption's about 25%, and this is the 25, roughly the 25%-ish power play. So see if they can break that streak and go 4 for 4 on the kill here.
24%. So yes,
so pretty darn close.
Pretty darn close. Face-off 1, and then they blow this. They'll go 0 for 4 because they take a slashing penalty right off the face-off. 2 seconds into the net advantage, and we're going to play 4-on-4 as McGaffigan goes for slashing at 12:04. And well, the Eagles kill off 4 power plays.
4 for 4. Just a bad choice. Just a bad choice, but good for the Eagles.
Not going to do anything for the Eagles' power play percentage because they'll have a 2-second power play in all likelihood after all this is over. But face-off has changed from the Eagles zone to the Greyhound zone. We're 4-on-4. McGaffigan 2 for slashing at 12:04. Eagles win the face-off. Rieger plays catch, ends up into the corner where Kimball was chasing after and then lost it as the puck sends back to center to the Kennedy. Looking for Santoro, but gave it away to Decker, who takes a long shot from the top of the far circle, a wrist shot that was easily gloved by Cuneen. With 7:40 to go in the third, 4-2 Eagles, 4-on-4 for 1:42. Then the Eagles will have a 2.5-second man advantage. Assumption 0 for 4 on the power play today. Santoro and Paragallo. Paragallo's been great in the faceoffs. To the left of Cuneen. One clean by Paragallo. Back to Corliss. Center point. Closes and takes a slap shot. Blocked by Kimball. He's looking for the puck. It's down low. Played by Piandres. He sends a turnaround shot toward the net. Gets deflected. And here comes Kennedy. Kennedy gets out of the zone where they can't get beyond Piandres, who takes it away and tries to come back the other way, but he'll slow it up and let everybody regroup a little bit with 1:20 to go on the 4-on-4. Looks for Corliss, gets it to Corliss, comes in over the line on left wing, dumps it down behind the net. Delory rims it around, finds Murray. Murray plays it nicely past Paragallo, but doesn't get it out as Corliss sticked it in. Murray, checked by Paragallo, goes down to one knee, sends a fast-paced pass across the slot area and all the way out. And back quickly comes Lavoie. Lavoie over the line, loses the puck, sends it towards Cuneen. Lavoie behind the net, looks to center the bat angle, he scores! Somehow that went in! Lavoie came out the other side with it and just took a turnaround rip shot. I don't know if that deflected or somehow just had the right hook, but went into the goal at 13-13. A giant goal for Assumption.
Yeah, that thing was just in the perfect apex of the curve of the stick and almost more like, it looked like a lacrosse shot.
Absolutely, and from that angle no less, and that's, I'm going to love to see that later on replay. That was a excellent shot, and it was kind of hard to expect it to go in, but Lavoie, his second of the game, 7th of the season, unassisted at 13-13, and we're back to a one-goal game again. Murray, a one-timer shot that's blocked in front. Never got to McLornan, who hasn't had to make a ton of saves here in the third period, but now the Eagles lead by 1, 6:20 to go in the third, 22 seconds on a 4-on-4. Eagles will have a 2.5-second power play, and we'll be back to 5-on-5, barring anything else here. 4-3 on a Jake Lavoie goal, which defies logic a little bit, sort of a high-rise cesta from the bottom of the far circle on a turnaround. Here's McQuegan over the line for the Eagles, takes a shot toward the net, right pad save made by McLornan. McQuegan tries to center it back in front. We're back to 5-on-5. Bice, right point toward the net, blocked, never gets anywhere near McLornan, and the puck sent back. Here comes Paragallo on a 2-on-1, over the line, nice pass across and a fan over the Piandre's stick as it hopped at the last second as he had a wide open yawning cage, and they've had a couple of those opportunities, have Assumption, something to keep an eye on the rest of the game and into tomorrow. Here's Piandres. We're going to see a lot of Paragallo, Piandres, and Lavoie. Now a penalty behind the play for tripping, and the Eagles right back to killing the penalty, although they are 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. But how many times are you going, and it's Jacob Howell again for tripping at 14-36, but how many times are you going to give Assumption a chance? As you mentioned, Coach, at 24% on the season, well, they're 0 for 4. So now the numbers are on their side.
Yeah, if you're post, you just keep doing what you've been doing. they move the puck from high to low, and they're looking for something. They're looking for something low, maybe moving it across to that back door, but it's not really materializing because they keep moving it back up top. So they're looking for something right now that the post is not giving them.
Timeout Assumption, as might be a break for the Eagles as much as it is for the Greyhounds to rest. As I said, you're going to see a lot of Paragallo, Lavoie, and Piandres, along with Decker, Surrett, and DiNapoli over these last. It's going to be a two-line game, I think, for the Greyhounds over these last 5:24. Looking to tie the game. They've trailed the whole night. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, and now 4-3.
Yeah, we'll have to see here if Assumption is moving the puck, if they're maybe gripping that stick a little too tight. See how this thing plays out.
Piandres, Paragallo, Lavoie, Surrett, and McElhaney for Assumption. Macau, Rieger, Kennedy, and Pekka, the four Eagles. Eagles, interestingly enough, playing two freshman defensemen out there right now. Here's Surrett, left point. Watched by Macau, goes to McElhaney. Back to Surrett, center point. Closing in with a wrist shot that gets deflected wide. Almost onto the stick of Paragallo, but wide. Here's Surrett again into the crest of Kunin, who is in the middle of his crease. Looking for a deflection more than a shot on goal was Surrett. In the first 19 seconds of this fifth Greyhound power play have been killed. 5:05 to go in the third. Out comes Nathan McDevitt to take the face-off against Paragallo. Eagles change their forward line out, keep the defenseman. Won by Macau to Boak, but can't get it out, kept in by Surrett. McElhaney down to Paragallo, back to McElhaney. They play catch. Paragallo on the top of the far circle. Fighting in front is Rieger and Piandres, and a shot toward the net by Piandres gets deflected into the netting. And that was Lavoie and Rieger fighting right at the top of the crease in front of Kunin. Eagles will now change everybody. 4:49 to go in the third. Murray in the draw against Paragallo. They're keeping that top unit out there is Assumption. Eagles have made two line changes already. Face-off one, back, one-timer by Surrett goes wide. As that time more of a shot than looking for a deflection. McElhaney, center point. He'll change positions with Surrett. Gives to Paragallo down below the goal line. Looking for in front. Gets the shot by Piandres. The puck bouncing in the crease and swallowed by Kunin. As Paragallo found Piandres right in the middle of the circle, but he didn't get much on the shot. And then it was loose in the crease momentarily, but Lavoie couldn't find it. And Kunin got his glove on it with 1:06 to go on the man advantage. 4:30 to go in the third. Eagles make another line change. Same five for Assumption. This time, Kimball and Santoro will try. Santoro wins that faceoff momentarily. Bice tries to get it out. Can't do it. Surrett kept it in. Santoro tried toward the net. In front. Bad angle shot taken by Piandres. He had a net for a minute, but Kunin got over to the post. Now Glassrud pinning it up on the wall behind the net. 1-on-3. Bice goes in there to help out. Not going to be able to pin it there for 48 more seconds, so the Eagles are going to try to get it out at some point. Four players fighting behind the net. Eagles get it out in front. A good play by Kimball to get it all the way down the ice. Good fight there by Glassrud, Santoro, Bice, and Kimball. Eagles make a line change with 34 to go on the man advantage. Back over the line comes Surrett. Down goes Bice, so Surrett will chase after it behind the net. Glassrud lays him out behind the net with a big hit and clean, too. Paragallo in the far side corner looking to find somebody. Gives it to DiNapoli. Back to Piandres on left point to DiNapoli, top of the near circle. Down low to Paragallo. Centered it out in front. He had DiNapoli. Chopped it wide. Then right in front, and it doesn't go in. It somehow got pulled out. And I'm not sure if we had video review if that would have gone in or counted, but the referee right there in Glassrud saved the goal as it rolled behind Kunin and he got the stick on it. Back comes Paragallo. Power play over. Centered it in front. Kunin pushed it to his own net. Recentered again. Takes an opportunity. Corliss. Near side corner. 3:15. Back to the point to Surrett with a long shot toward the net. Later in the slot area. Bounced up in the air and out on the ice it goes. And the Eagles will make a full line change. They killed the penalty. Tanner Glassrud right now with the play of the game to keep this 4-3.
I'll tell you what, if you're not his size, you don't have the reach, you can't get there.
I can't tell you from this angle that puck didn't go in the net, but the referee right there and on top of it, so I'll go with his call because that puck looked like it was behind the line.
Yeah, I guess he felt he couldn't see white on the backside of it.
But Glasser got his stick in there and pulled it out. Not going to tell you it was deep in the net, but that looked good.
Kudos to him.
Referee was right there, so we'll give him the call. Break for the Eagles. Break for the Eagles because Glasser took it out of the net and it wasn't a goal. Let's leave it at that. Norling on the face-off to the right of McLaurin with 2:53 to go in the third. And a shot right on, stopped by the left pad of McLaurin. And touched by a high stick, so that'll lead to a whistle. Not much argument by Coach Looney on the Assumption bench either. So, I mean, again, he's not going to have a great angle on it either. And the players on the ice didn't seem to have a ton of argument. So,
well, I guess it all depends on what the video looks like when they watch it tonight.
They're going to have the same angle that we had, if not worse. Although we do have a camera down there, but nice to see if we have that angle. Puck rimmed back into the Eagle zone. Rieger and a bowling ball go down in the corner. Meyer out there goes back to the point to Corliss. Left point takes a shot. Told him to get to deflection as in front of the net went Donahue. Surprised for seeing this line out there. Thought they might just roll two. But they're putting that third line out there as Assumption, and they get an opportunity toward the net with 2:15 to go in the third. Puck in the Zamboni corner. Norling pinned it there. Good play by Rieger to let, good play by Kennedy to let Rieger play it, but then gave it away. McGaffigan toward the front of the net. Lost the puck. Santoro comes out to get it. Rolls on net toward Kunin. He makes a glove save with 2:01 to go in the third. Both teams have used their timeouts. Now it's just a question of when will Assumption pull Thomas McLaurin.
Yeah, stage is set here, right? We got 2 minutes and 1 second. Everybody's got their best guys in their heads right now out there. We'll see where she goes.
For now, 5-on-5. Glassroot trying to play it in the corner. Lavoie trying to check him off. McLaurin looking toward his bench to see if he should come off. Puck right now in the crease. Kunin takes a little punch to the back of the head of the Assumption player who's in the crease. Covers the puck. I think that's Lavoie who's face down and took a glove to the back of the head by Kunin with 1:49 to go in regulation time. 4-3 Eagles. Stay with us after the final horn for the 3 stars, a recap, and if the Eagles win, a player interview. Murray and Paragallo to Kunin's left. Goes ahead with it, nicely done, and here comes Kimball out of the zone. Gets to the red line, dumps it in, that'll kill some clock, and he'll go in the chase after. Kimball looks to center it out in front, but got checked. Murray now behind the net there, fighting for it. 5 players. Murray gets taken down, no penalty, as McKiernan took him down, but good job by Kimball to pin it on the wall with 90 seconds to go in regulation time. Puck comes out to center, nice behind-the-back pass by Piandres. Looking toward the bench again is McLaurin, and that may be the sign for him to go because that faceoff's going to be inside the Eagle zone.
Yeah, you can't wait now.
With 81 seconds to go. Good job by Kimball and Murray to keep that puck deep. It killed some clock, but still a lot of time left in this game. Neither team with a timeout, so we're just going to keep going. As Macau and Paragallo empty net, 6 attackers for Assumption. Shot right off the face-off by Paragallo goes wide. McQuegan checks off McElhaney. 5 players fighting for it on the wall. Goes back to the point. Tried to go back to the point, but good job by McQuegan to keep it right on the half wall. They pin it there again. Now it goes back to the point. Surratt told you they're looking for the foot. She goes off the pad of Kunin. It's on the side, and Kunin makes the save. That was dangerous as it got deflected and bounced. But Kunin held his ground and kept the puck right on his pad with 64 seconds to go in regulation time. Face off to his, looks like right, between Santoro and Paragallo. Paragallo's been great on the draw. Santoro, who leads the NE10 in face-off wins, not percentage, wins, out there now. Paragallo ripped it to the side and gloved it, got taken out by Rieger. Under a minute to go in the third. 4-3 Eagles. Puck comes free. Kennedy looking toward the net. Backhands it high in the air, trying to avoid the icing, but chasing after it is Kimball. He's going to win the race, so there'll be no icing. Good job by Kimball to pin it down deep, win the race, avoid the icing, and back comes Assumption. Lavoie across the ice to Piandres over the line with the shot that gets deflected, goes behind the net. Tried to recenter it out in front. They did, but then the puck comes free behind the net with 35. Good check by Santoro. Rieger pins it on the wall with Paragalo right there. 4 players fighting in the near side corner, but everybody down low. An attempted centering pass taken away. Santoro looking to get it out, gave it away to Surratt. Back to the point, long shot taken, deflected right over the net with Piandres, and he looks to the sky as a good shot by McKiernan got deflected by Piandres over the net with 18.3 to go in regulation time. It's 4-3 Eagles. And Decker goes down to say something to Kunin. Sorry, Lavoie. Don't know what he said. Kunin didn't really seem to react, but face-off one in front. It gets deflected through the slot. Popped up in the air out to center. Corliss falls down. Opportunity for McQuegan. It goes high with 10. Toward the net, it's in, they score! It's McCall! Found a puck on the other side of the red line and put it in, and the Eagles are going to come away with a conference victory. It's 5-3 in 1952. And the Eagles, on probably an unassisted goal by Connor McCall, his first of the season, will send Assumption to their first loss in conference this season. And the Eagles have a 5-3 lead, and that's going to set up an excellent battle tomorrow, Coach, here. 1 o'clock puck drop, 12:45 pregame.
Yeah, it certainly will.
And the final horn will go, and the Eagles a gigantic 5-3 win. They went 244 minutes and 42 seconds. 229 minutes and 42 seconds without a goal did the Eagles. They had a 4-game losing streak, and they come into conference today and get a gigantic win, 5-3 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut today. Coach, you come up with your 3 stars while we get some of the other information we need.
I will do that.
Kennedy and Noble. Grace. Kennedy and Noble. Kennedy and Noble. Going to have a player interview as well. I'm sure everybody heard me yelling at our one.
Yeah,
to get the right people.
I was just surprised.
To get the right people.
You got some of them. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what we got to do. And as we mentioned in the first intermission, our operations staff is wonderful. 5-3 victory tonight for the Eagles. They go to 2-5 in the NE10 and 3-7-0 overall. So they'll have 7 points now, Coach, in the NE10. Which, 3 points a clip gets you up there. You're only now 10 points behind Assumption, with an opportunity to pick up 3 more tomorrow. So, Coach, your 3 stars tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, you could give a star to the entire penalty killing unit of Post University, because they beat the odds, right? Five power plays. Assumption was 0 for 5, and you beat an undefeated team, so you beat the odds in a lot of different ways. But as far as the 3 stars of the games go, I think not just because he had a goal and an assist, but I think it shows a lot of confidence in a player that you have a freshman out with a minute and change left in the game. So I give my first star to Aiden Kennedy. He gets the first star.
His first career collegiate goal, Coach, and his fifth assist of the season.
Yep. And again, making some really great saves. Like that save down the opposite end from us that Canine made was a difference maker. They, momentum's a funny thing, right? If they bury that puck, then maybe the game is different. So my second star is over to Ben Canine, and
just to be clear, 51 saves, Coach.
That's
official.
That's fantastic. And then my third star, while the numbers may not show it, in that third period, in those last few minutes, Joe Santoro came up big winning draws. He did a great job with that. And again, you could go a lot of different ways, but again, Joe played a good game with a goal, and just his ability to have composure there, take control. On that last draw of his, he saw where he told Tommy Bice where to be. He put the puck right where he said he was going to do it. So for his leadership, as well as scoring a goal and his ability late in the face-off. Sergo, my third star, long-winded, goes to Joe Santoro.
Never long-winded, Coach. Third star is Joe Santoro with a goal. Ben Cunine, the second star. Hard. My only grading is hard to get your second star with 51 saves in a game. And the number one star, Aiden Kennedy, a goal and an assist. I will throw in Wyatt Noble with his first collegiate goal and what ultimately turned out to be the game-winning goal, amongst everything else. We should have him and Aiden Kennedy in a few minutes for our post-game interview. I think both of them deserve a little airtime today for the interview.
No, I do too, and I think it'll be a while because that was a pretty big win.
Yeah, they're going to be celebrating for a minute, but in the interim, let's give you the third period recap. And the Greyhounds started quickly. I mean, they were ready to go at the beginning of the third period. And Jake DiNapoli scored his league-leading 8th goal of the season at 35 seconds from Patrick McKiernan and Ryan Decker to make it 3-2. But the Eagles, a little over 4 minutes later, came back, and that's the goal we're talking about. Wyatt Noble on a simple little wrist shot on a pass by Howell. And Howell did legitimately all the work behind the net and in the corner. Found Noble back at the left point, and he took a wrist shot that got by McLarnon to reestablish the 2-goal lead by the Eagles. But they weren't going away, were the Greyhounds, and Jake Lavoie ends up getting a goal at 13-13 to make it 4-3, and that's when the real fun began over the last 6.5 minutes or so. But Connor McCowell finally found the puck at center ice and ripped it into an empty net in 1952 to give the Eagles a 5-3 victory tonight. Shots on goal in the third period, 21 for Assumption, 54 overall. For the Eagles, 10, 28 overall. Face-off, 17-14 in the period, 39-30 overall in favor of Assumption. The numbers don't really tell the story. Assumption falls to 7-5 overall, 6-1 in conference. The Eagles go to 3-7 overall, 2-5 in conference, 7 points in the NE10. So a big win tonight. We'll see where that all plays out when we get here for tomorrow. But, Coach, as you mentioned, good effort by the Eagles. Numbers don't tell the story. As we talked about at the end of the second period, a little shocked they had 22 shots. They definitely had 21 shots in the third. Those were good shots in the third. So I'm not sure of all the numbers, but 54 overall, and Ben just standing on his head with 51 saves tonight.
Yeah, no question. And it's going to be a really good game tomorrow from the standpoint of it. Like if you like rivalries and you want to see some good hockey, tomorrow at 1 is the time to be here.
Absolutely. So get on down and support this Eagle program in their last game before the Christmas break. Again, 1 o'clock puck drop, 12:45. Pre-game, if you can't make it here on the CACC network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Also want to add, we can't forget this moment more than anything, Coach, is obviously with about 4 minutes to go, a puck went rolling behind Cunine and what I thought was into the goal, but referee right there and on top of it, and Tanner Glassroot, all 6-7 of them, and his stick reaching into the goal line and pulling a puck off the line that would have tied the game, but instead waved off as a no-goal and kept the score an advantage for the Eagles on 1. That's after the Greyhounds cut the advantage from 2-1, and then Glassroot making ultimately the save of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how hard both teams were competing, and again, just watching these kinds of games, you understand the parity that is in this league and how close you can be, regardless of what maybe your record is. You've always got a chance. And again, Post did a really good job too late, and nobody was in a hurry to just throw that puck away or potentially ice it and give another draw. They did a really good job. They probably churned off a good 45 seconds or more just by grinding that puck off along the wall when we got down to that last roughly 2 minutes, just grinding pucks along the wall and not turning them over and forcing an opportunity or an icing. So just a great job by them with their composure, with the puck management we talked about. This is a game where you could argue they checked all the boxes.
Talk to me about what the psyche is for tomorrow. Like, you're going to celebrate this win, but presumably shortly after you get in your car, you're going to forget about it and think about tomorrow. If you were Coach Richter, if you were in this spot, do you bring Ben back tomorrow and play again? Knowing it's his last game before the break, I know he put up 54 saves. That's a lot. You're going to turn around in about 16 hours and play again. But in a lot of ways, a game you need if you want to move up the standings in the NE10. I mean, it's a big game tomorrow. You win that game, you're at 10 points. You're right in the middle of it again.
Yeah, I mean, there's that old adage, right? When you win, you don't change the lineup. So we'll see. We'll see if that holds true, because everyone in the lineup. I mean, you saw the amount of how things were spread out with assists and goals and that. So everybody played their part. So. It seems like a good lineup for tomorrow. I mean, time will tell. I mean, you never know who's banged up and that sort of thing. But otherwise, generally speaking, yeah, you're right. You do. You keep your lineup the same, and we'll see whatever they decide to do. I mean, you won tonight, and whatever you did this week to prepare worked. So you have to try to assume that hopefully everyone is prepared. So the proof will be in the pudding, as they say.
One of the players, just to talk about, Coach, while we were waiting for our gigantic defenseman to show up here. And again, the game played out a little bit differently in who did or didn't score. Mateo Pekka, again, set up the first goal, was kind of just a pain in the butt all over the place. Not a lot of size, but a ton of speed. Fastest player on the ice, maybe other than Ronnie Paragallo, for Assumption all night. And again, stepped up and played a really good period and really good game. Yeah, I love Mateo's energy and his stops and starts. That's the one thing that I really enjoy about his game, is he's not an airplane turn kind of guy. He stops, he starts. He had some scoring opportunities. He threw some pucks to the net. He made a really nice assist on that goal, and I think he's a kid that just should be happy with his play tonight, and hopefully excited about potentially being in the lineup along with everyone else tomorrow. Should be a fun one. Like I said, just waiting for a couple players to come on out, and as the camera's pointing directly into our faces, but the red light's not on, so they're not ready to go yet. But good job by the Eagles overall again today, getting the 5-3 victory over Assumption, sending Assumption to their first conference loss of the season, which will be motivation for them for sure tomorrow. I know we were talking about their lineup a bit, Coach, and a lot of young kids, particularly on defense within that lineup, some veterans as well, but then really a veteran backstop for Assumption. Probably not going to see McClornan tomorrow, given today, because they do have 3 veteran goaltenders. What do they look to do? What do they look to change? They 54 shots. We can question whether that number is legitimate, but 54 shots. They lose 5-3.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride in that locker room. So I think they'll make some personnel adjustments. Exactly what those will be, we'll see. But I think they certainly will make some personnel adjustments. And I think if you're and they know this, you have to be ready for a game tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure if you're Assumption, you're going to bring it.
Yes, they do have one more game after tomorrow before the break, so it won't be their last gasp, but their last conference game until January. And again, if you like college hockey and you're listening to us and you're anywhere in the area, good opportunity to come down, watch that game tomorrow. This was a fun one today. You had a little bit of everything. You had offense, you had defense, you had a defenseman making a game-saving play, you had a 3-on-0, you had some pushing, some shoving, a little fisticuffs. Everything you like about hockey you saw here today, Coach, and it's good when you see games like that, because it tells you both teams are competing hard and the game meant something. Yeah, no, for sure. And again, I was really impressed with Post's ability on the penalty kill to limit those shots. Again, what Assumption was looking for all night on their power plays, Post didn't give it to him. It wasn't there. So that's why you saw that movement, high to low, looking for something, and it just wasn't there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do to adjust to their power play, because obviously Post was able to read what they were doing and were able to be successful, 5 out of 5 on that. Other thing, too, is likelihood is we get different officials tomorrow, or is we get the same carryover typically?
Usually they'll mix it up.
Because that'll depend on how that game gets called tomorrow. Because if you get the same officials again tomorrow, they're going to be predetermined to remember what they witnessed today.
Right. Yeah, and again, like, you got to give those guys credit. I mean, it's hard to do for sure, but you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. But for them, every game is a clean slate as well. I mean, really, if you're an official, the only things that you tend to remember is if there were some things that were maybe outside the lines a little bit. I mean, penalties are penalties. But if you see something that was outside the line, that's something that you might say, you know what, I'm going to remember that number. But other than that, they do a really good job of just kind of cleaning the slate and getting back after it.
Yeah, absolutely. No qualms or issues with the officials tonight, just in regards to how they may view the players tomorrow, given the physical nature of this game as it sort of went along.
Yeah, and the other thing is, even if this crew isn't back, they're going to talk to who's ever on, because they have those discussions and they talk about it just like coaches talk about it.
All right, I think our players are showing up, which means I have to stand up. Let's take Aiden first. Still wearing his skates, and then we'll do Wyatt. All right, Aiden, congratulations.
Thank you.
Big win today.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your first goal as a post Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, the puck just came to me. Great play by Pekka in the corner, and he just found me right in the slot, and I just shot on net, and good things happen when you shoot on net. So,
talk to me about you and Rieger as defensemen. Two freshmen playing D. You played a ton of minutes tonight. You were in big situations all game. This Assumption offense flies throughout the game, but you guys held strong, get the win today. So talk about your defensive partner, Rieger.
Yeah, Assumption's a great team. So, I mean, me and Rieger, we've been really good, really close in the dorms and just building a good relationship. So when I found out I was partners with him, we just we kind of bonded right away. And he's a good skater. He makes good plays. He's poised with the puck. So I think he gels really good with me. So I think adjusting the Assumption was pretty easy, and we definitely had success out there.
So big win today. 16 hours or so from now, you're going to come right back out here and do this again. 17 hours, whatever it is. You're going to probably a little sore, a little tired, still young. But talk to me what you do between now and 12 o'clock when you take the ice for warm-ups tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I just get out of the rink, get some hydration in me, and good food. Just come back to ready to work. Same thing as today, and just go to work. So yeah.
What did you see out of that Assumption offense? Because at times that Paragallo line is flying.
Yeah.
You guys stood strong against them for most of the game. What are you seeing out there, and what is it you need to do tomorrow to keep them off the scoreboard?
I think we just need to tighten up the D zone a little bit. We got caught watching the puck a little bit, letting guys go behind us. But overall, I think we won our battles, and we played really strong in the corners, and that helped us get odd man rushes and ultimately win us this game. So
awesome. And before we get to Noble, just one last question for you. Good, as we said, good game. His first career goal and an assist today as well. Game got a little chippy at times. Penalties being called. Obviously, you guys had back-to-back penalty kills during the third period. What do you have to do to sort of stay in your lane tomorrow, stop that from happening?
Yeah, I think the emotions got a little bit to us, but I mean, that's hockey. We sometimes it's a competitive game out there, and sometimes the emotions get to us, but I think tomorrow we'll definitely lock it in more, and knowing that we beat them tonight, they're going to be hungry, even hungrier tomorrow. So I think we just have to stay disciplined and go at them tomorrow. So
perfect. Aiden, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll bring in Wyatt for our rare double post-game interview. So you get Wyatt up here, make sure he doesn't step on anything electronic. Wyatt, congratulations. First career goal at the varsity level, correct, here?
Yeah.
And a game winner nonetheless. So talk to me about, first of all, what you saw on that goal. Nice little wrist shot there that went through a maze of players.
Yeah, I just saw Howie coming around the net, and we've been working all the time in practice, going low to high, and then I kind of just walked to the middle and just shot it, and Huey had a great screen. Scotty was down there too, and it just found its way to the back of the net.
Talk to me about that feeling. I saw your entire team on the ice just come running to you, skating to you, jumping on you. Talk to me about that feeling about that first goal.
Yeah, it was special. All last year I didn't really get a goal, and then this year has been last game before Christmas break, I get my first one. So I didn't even know it went in, but I was happy it went in. So
Absolutely. Talk to me about what you saw here tonight against Assumption. Tough team. They were 6-0 coming into this game in conference. Obviously, this team struggling to score goals, put up 5 today. What are you seeing out of this high-flying Assumption offense, and how did you guys keep them to only 3 goals?
We just kind of practiced all week hard, and we had a big talk about translating our practice habits to our game. And I think today was kind of a combination of everything coming together at the right time. We had good D, we had good offense, and we scored some goals. So,
what do you do now between now and tomorrow? You got about 17, 18 hours, so you're going to hit the ice again. Take on the same team who's going to be a little angrier than they were tonight, looking for a little bit of revenge. So what do you do between now and then, and how do you get your mind ready for that game tomorrow?
I think we just go home, hydrate, rest, get some sleep, and just come back harder tomorrow.
Coach and I talk about doing the same thing because we got to be back doing this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're going to hydrate and rest and eat something good. Wyatt, congratulations. Game-winning goal, his first career varsity goal for Post University, 5-3 win tonight against Assumption. Game 2 of this series, 12:45 pregame tomorrow, 1 o'clock on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. For Coach Pete Whitney, for Wyatt Noble, I'm Jeff Nelson. We'll see you tomorrow, 12:45 on the pregame show. Good night, everybody.